said, I hope they do well. Everything's pleased me. It's all in the manager's hands. So what do you read into that, Kevin?
Nothing. Joe Torre will be back whether they win or lose. No, not a thing. I mean, put a little pressure on Joe Torre. He's used to that. He knows what he has to do tonight, and he's got everybody available except Sean Chacon. The only one that won't pitch will be Sean Chacon. Behind Mussina tonight will be Wong. He's got the most rest. And then, of course, there's the big guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy, Randy
Pretty
Johnson.
Pretty good out of relief in the divisional series in
Hey,
the past.
early in the game, the Yankees have the advantage as far as starting pitching depth behind them because the Angels lose Lackey because Washburn was sick over the weekend. That was key for me because if you have Colon and Lackey behind him, that's a lot of strength early. So to me, the advantage early is the Yankees pitching, advantage late Angels because Rivera pitched 2 innings and K-Rod hasn't pitched yet.
All right, still ahead. It's the reunion Mike Mussina was waiting for. The Yankees left him behind last week expecting a Game 5. They returned with reinforcements. And it's Columbus Day for the man who stumbled upon this great land. Real name Chris Colon. Will Bartolo discover the promised land for the Halos?
I thought you should know there's been another carver victim.
Nip Tuck. All new this week. Only on FX. You're watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV. Rethink TV.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Screensaver.
Wait, you gotta see this one. Look. Oh! Look at him standing on his hind legs, ready to pounce. Who knew woodchucks would attack like that? It's like a brown furry missile coming right at you.
Tell better stories. Your 270 horsepower, 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder.
Who will pay for the Proposition 79 prescription drug plan? According to a report by a respected former legislative analyst, Prop 79 could cost the state general fund hundreds of millions of dollars. And 79 could jeopardize as much as $480 million a year in drug rebates for California, leaving taxpayers to make up the difference. Do your own research. See for yourself. Prop 79 is the wrong prescription for California.
The experience of getting the perfect gift. With the American Express gift card, you're giving endless ways to make everyone happy. From trapeze lessons to a pedicure. Instead of one place, it's good all over the place. The American Express gift card, available at Vons.
Number 1 in LA, John Beard, Christine Devine, the Fox 11 10 o'clock news.
This November, House has the most powerful episodes of the year. A young man has symptoms that are shocking.
What's happening to my son? I have no idea.
Plus, meet the one woman House can't forget.
Hi, Mom. Only a mother could do that much damage.
Television's best drama returns.
What's the emergency?
I can't remember how to do Walk the Dog.
House, all new Tuesday, November 1st on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
The FSN Pro Football Preview.
You've got questions, our guys have the answers.
Get a first-hand look at the weekend's biggest matchups. It's the weekly preview show that can't be missed. This weekend on FSN.
Welcome back to the Chevy MLB pregame show on Fox. Chevy, an American revolution.
Jorge Posada spotted at an Orange County coffee house 3 hours before game time today. Went with the Vente on ice, Kevin. He needed it, reached base all 4 times, threw out 2 runners. Of course, he got more sleep than McCarver, but anyway.
Hey, I'm drinking coffee, and I don't have to work to catch a game like these guys. They've been great. He's going to catch Mike Mussina tonight. Plenty of rest, been in L.A. the whole time. L.A. of Anaheim, that is.
Yes, please.
Had great stuff. Didn't walk anybody, even though he's had the elbow tendonitis. That could be key tonight. He's got a lot of help behind him. Bartolo Colon has had back spasms more than you know the last month of September, including
worse than we think it is?
Not being able to pitch game 4. Yeah, Jeannie. But, you know, he's going to get through it with that good power fastball and good overhand curveball. He's got to establish the fastball early. The Yankees are a fastball hitting team. You look at the numbers right there. And wait, Christopher
This may
Columbus,
be the key to the game.
well, you know what? Christopher Columbus discovered America. Bartolo Colon may rediscover Los Angeles.
Oh,
how about
see,
that?
very
Of
good.
Anaheim.
Similar
Last time the Angels
hairdressers.
won in 2002, they were Anaheim.
Who do you like here, sir?
I picked the Yankees in 5. I will stay with it.
All right, time to get you out to the ball game. Didn't we just do this? 2,500 miles, and right around 21 hours later, it's the Yankees that gave the Angels its home field advantage as the season came to a close. Will they use it to their advantage? Elimination time. Angels, Yankees next on Fox.
What does it take to win in October? It takes everything you've got, every single inning.
It's time to close it out.
I didn't kill that man, Michael. I was set up.
Why you want to see Burrow so bad anyhow?
Because he's my brother. I'm getting you out of here. It's impossible. Just have a little faith. You've seen the blueprints. Better than that. I've got them on me.
Why would somebody want to set you up?
No! Wait! Where are you taking me? I can't watch him die. I won't do that. Getting through the...
Prison Break returns with a special 2-hour event Monday, October 4th on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
On November 1st,
a 17-year-old girl is found beaten to death.
Only one new show.
We don't have a killer on our hands. We have a cannibal.
Gives a whole new meaning to bringing back the dead.
You're certain a human being gnawed on that bone?
Bit, gnawed, remove the flesh.
Okay, that's sick.
Get ready.
You're a professor. You're not an FBI agent.
To unearth the next bone-chilling mystery.
I'm picking up a bit of a sex vibe. No.
Of the season's most gripping new series.
It's time to connect with other people.
A bedpan?
Bones.
She can't have a gun. No gun. Absolutely not. No gun.
All new episodes return Tuesday, November 1st on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Halloween isn't over until the Simpsons say it is. If we don't speed up this game, the Simpsons Halloween special won't air until Administrative Professionals Day. It's the all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. No! Experience a high-tech terror when Bart tries to stop a robot from replacing him.
To get me, you'll have to go through your fox.
Oh, those were my good pants. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. All new Sunday, November 6th. Only on Fox.
We welcome you to Game 5. It's the Division Series, and it's yours tonight on Fox. A matchup between the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The winner of this game goes on to take on the Chicago White Sox tomorrow night in the American League Championship Series. Well, everybody, I'm Joe Buck, along with Tim McCarver in just a second. In about 3 minutes, Tim and I are going to turn around, and we're going to watch this game with you. And we would be hard-pressed to try to figure out what we are about to see. Why? Because it's wide, wide open. It's a rematch of Game 1. It's Bartolo Colon against Mike Messina. That's part 1. Part 2, after those guys, if you got a uniform on and you're available to pitch, you're going to be in there. The guys touched on that during our pregame show, and Tim McCarver, we don't know who's going to pop out from behind that bullpen wall, and because of that, it's really tough to figure out who's got the edge here tonight.
Well, normally you would think Bartolo Colon, because he's a power pitcher, could go deep in the game. Mike Messina is nursing that sore right elbow, so you'd say advantage Angels. Not so. Remember, everybody with the exception of last night's starters available tonight, and that includes Randy Johnson of the Yankees.
Let's talk hitting stars. For the Yankees, young Robinson Cano, the rookie, in Game 1 against Cologne, had that 2-out, 3-run double that really set the tone for a victory in Game 1. That's the Yankee side. On the other side, Benji Molina, on the tail end of his career year, has been the hitting star for the Angels.
You talk about a guy who is playing hurt. At this time of year, actually nothing hurts. Benji telling us a couple of hours ago that his left elbow, because he was hit in Game 3, hurting more than it did before the start last night. But as we said, as Carly Simon would say, he doesn't have time for the pain.
I want to hear you say sleep in November.
Nap in November.
Nap, not even sleep. You've changed. We get ready for this game. It is a pressure-packed night for you from Anaheim, California.
Ford product engineers work hard. Anybody can see that. Since they need to be with the cars, we took out their desk phones and extended the workplace with Sprint Business. It's helping us shorten the time from concept to showroom, and it's easy to reach them. Dan?
Dan's gonna have to call you back.
By saying yes to working from anywhere, we're building more new products faster.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
I was just getting to the good part, when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on the spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
Nothing outperforms Gillette M3 Power Nitro. Push the button and feel the boost in performance. Gillette's battery-powered motor sends micropulses to the patented Power Glide blades. Get unsurpassed comfort and the world's best shave. M3 Power blows away the competition. You'll be blown away or Gillette will give you your money back, guaranteed. Try Gillette M3 Power, the world's best shave, or your money back.
Customer service is back in shipping. Call us and we'll show you how we're changing the way the shipping business does business.
In 1979, the Steelers win the Super Bowl. My Sharona hits #1. And a stripper moves in with the Foremans.
Where's the stripper? There she is! There's a stripper in the kitchen!
That 70s Show, the 1-hour season premiere, Wednesday, November 2nd on Fox.
The Division Series on Fox is sponsored by Sprint Business. Sprint Business, yes you can. By the makers of Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done. By new M3 Power from Gillette, feel the power of the world's best shave. And by DHL, delivering America's pastime on time. Take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, and there are no surprises. Joe Torre has thrown at you. In fact, it even includes Bubba Crosby, who was the starter in Game 1. Jeter leads off, then Rodriguez, Giambi bats in the 3 spot. Sheffield, Matsui, Cano, the rookie. Williams, the DH again, Posada. And then Bubba Crosby is batting in the number 9 position. He's 0 for 3 so far in this series. And here's Bartolo Colon, the right-hander and 21-game winner from the regular season. Jeter 4 out of 17 in this division series. Strike one. The numbers for Bartolo during the regular season: he was the loser in Game 1, lost 4-2 to Mike Messina. He went 7, allowed 4 runs, 8 hits, did not allow any runs after the 2nd inning, so he settled in. And a ground ball into the hole and through it for a leadoff base hit for Jeter. His 5th knock of this series, and Jeter is on to start the night for New York.
One thing about the Yankee hitters, they're never surprised by the velocity of Bartolo Colon. That's why Jeter normally does not pull the ball in that hole, but ready for the fastball, rips one in the hole to start off for the Yankees.
And you'll see the velocity hit mid-90s. Sometimes a shade higher for Bartolo Colon. Like you said, the Yankees don't care, and for Colon, all he cares about is how much of the plate that pitch catches.
Right.
If he's over the heart of the plate, these guys will pound him. Popped up into shallow right center. A long run out for Kennedy, and he has to make the catch as Guerrero and Finley were asleep.
Well, of course, they had to play Rodriguez deep, and normally when you're that deep, the second baseman and shortstop have to go out farther. I don't think Guerrero saw that ball. I think Finley saw it, but he was so deep in center he couldn't catch it, but it was a fine play by Adam Kennedy.
It's rare when the infielder's closer to the warning track than he is the infield at the end of the catch. Here's Giambi. His numbers for the postseason, 2 RBIs, and it just continues what was a very good second half for the Yankee first baseman DH. One on, one out. Sheffield will follow. Ball 1. In game 1 of this series, Giambi went 2 for 4 with an RBI against Cologne. And over his last 21 games, including the regular season, Giambi's hitting .366. They have that shift on in the infield, playing Giambi to pull. And that catches the outside corner. Ball and a strike.
We did a Saturday game in late July, Joe, this year when Jason Giambi dropped a bunt down the third baseline. That would be all he would have to do right now. Anywhere down the third baseline, it's a hit. He's swinging the bat so well, that's doubtful.
The 1-1. On the inside corner, that had a wrinkle on the end of it, and it's 1-2.
Probably a backup slider, but you can see how Molina is setting up outside, had to move the glove inside, and Cologne got away with it.
These two teams arrived early this morning. Yankees said they landed about 4:30. The Angels around 5. Playing tonight, and that's too high, 2-2. As Alex Rodriguez was quoted as saying, we'd fly to Hawaii to play game 5 after having to eke out a win in game 4, 3-2, as Joe Torre had to hand the ball to Mariano Rivera for 2 full innings for the save. 1 on, 1 out, 2-2 pitch, Giambi. Well, that barely missed. It's a full count.
Two-seam fastball, goes away from a left-hander. Just low or just outside. Expect Jeter to run right here.
Home plate umpire is the crew chief, Joe West. If Jeter does run, it's a chance for the Angels to get a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Not going, and Giambi hits it in the air to left. Garrett Anderson has plenty of room. 2 out. A little more on the right-hander, Bartolo Colon, who left the team on Saturday to fly back here and get enough rest for tonight's start.
33 starts, only 43 walks on the year. You rarely see that first tandem, power pitcher with good control, but he's one. And that lower leg drive. You won't see any pitcher in the major leagues with better leg drive than Colon. He's not throwing the ball hard right now. He's throwing a lot of two-seam fastballs, not nearly as hard as he was in game 1.
And what people have been wondering is that lower back an issue, more of an issue than the Angels want to let on? Is his elbow bothering him? That's something that started to escape out of New York. Here's Sheffield. 89-mile-an-hour pitch that catches the inside corner, strike 1. Bud Black and Mike Scioscia will tell you he feels better going into this start than he has over the past couple of weeks, but his stuff wouldn't indicate that here in the first inning.
No.
Sheffield chases the announcers.
Oh.
It's 0-2. The broadcast available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television. A leadoff hit by Jeter. He hasn't moved. 2 out. And a little check swing base hit through the right side. Jeter will test the arm of Guerrero and make it. Guerrero took for granted that Jeter was not going to try and go to third. And he looked up and was stunned to see Jeter taking an extra base. It doesn't happen a lot on Vladimir, and Jeter made it in safely with 2 out.
This is the same type swing that Sheffield had against Cologne in the first inning of Game 1. With 2 strikes, a little poke to right field. Talk about adjustment. Derek Jeter rarely gets tagged out on the bases, but you're right. Guerrero did not run hard after the ball, not thinking Jeter would test that arm, because few in the American League do.
And they're 2 out in the inning, and you think, why would you? You've got Matsui coming up. You're already in scoring position. And Vladimir Guerrero looked up and thought, uh-oh. He was flat-footed when he threw that ball into third. So now it's 1st and 3rd with 2 out. And Hideki Matsui, who was 1 for 3 in that Game 1 start against Cologne, has a chance to put New York on top with a hit and get a lead from Mike Messina, who had a 3-0 lead after a half inning in Game 1. Ball 1, and you again, it just makes you think with pitches that are floating over the plate that Cologne is not right.
It's not there, not yet. Normally, if a pitcher doesn't throw hard in the first inning, you can't expect him to throw hard in the 5th inning. His curve may come around, the changeup may come around, the off-speed stuff, but rarely do you get faster during a game.
That had 93 miles per hour on it. Got it by the bat of Matsui low, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. First and 3rd, 2 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a better pitch from Cologne, and it's strike 2.
Yeah, he threw that one in a good spot, right on the hands of Matsui.
Take a look at how the Angels stack up defensively and how they cover the field. Brought to you by State Farm. Anderson, Finley, and Guerrero in the outfield, with Figgins, Cabrera, Kennedy, and Erstad on the infield, and Benji Molina trying to hook up with Cologne and figure out a way to get Bartolo out of this first. It's 1 and 2 on Matsui. Two and 2. It is always such a danger to read into the body language of an athlete from the broadcast booth. But the body language of Bartolo Colon doesn't appear to be too encouraging for the Angels, having to stretch after each pitch. Doesn't have a lot of life to him right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and 3rd, 2 out. Matsui strikes out. That was the best pitch he threw the entire inning. 95 miles per hour in a good spot. No score after a half.
2 outs in the inning. And there's strike 2 on the bomber. What an epic battle we're witnessing. He digs back in. No, wait. What's he doing? The bomber is calling his shot.
I'm all over that.
He's pointing beyond the outfield fence.
Yeah, buddy.
Are we witnessing history? And there it goes!
Bud Light. Great taste. Great times.
What drives a man to such greatness?
Bud Light, Bud Light, Bud Light. Ooh, and a hot dog.
Grilling. Good call. You mean steak? You rock. Hey!
Hey, Grill Master.
I don't have a grill.
Introducing Taco Bell's new Steak or Chicken Nachos Bel Grande. Grilled authentic carne asada steak or marinated all white meat chicken give Nachos Bel Grande that great flavor of the grill.
Wait, no, this... Hey, what's up?
For grilled taste that really draws a crowd, think outside the bun.
When you play Ultimate Spider-Man,
Somebody help me!
you can use your powers to protect mankind, or wreak havoc and terrorize humanity. Swing through the city as Spider-Man, or storm the streets as Venom. Defend New York City against the forces of evil, or unleash your fury and crush everything in sight. Ultimate Spider-Man, rated T for teen. Available now.
You have a prototype, they have a prototype. You have overseas suppliers, they have overseas suppliers. You have low-cost manufacturing, they have low-cost manufacturing. You have packaging, they have packaging. You have an ad agency, they have an ad agency. You have a supply chain that flies through customs, bypasses warehouses, and gets your product on the shelves faster. They have a new ad agency.
The Division Series on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, great taste for your great times. This series is obviously split 2 games apiece. And one of the keys to success for New York in getting their 2 wins of the 4 games played has been holding down Sean Figgins. Last year was 2 out of 4 in the Division Series in the sweep by Boston over the Angels. This year 3 out of 18. No stolen bases. And he led the major leagues in that department during the regular season. Strike 1 on a breaking ball from Messina. It's Figgins, then Cabrera, then Vlad Guerrero here in the first. And another breaking ball is chopped foul, 0-2. Mike Messina and his bullpen catcher Mike Borzello were pulled off the flight when the Yankees were preparing to leave here the other night after game 2. And they said, Mike, you guys are staying here in California, work out, and we'll see in a couple of days if there is a game 5. They ended up staying 4 days here as Figgins is able to get a piece. They worked out 3 days. He threw a side session. And the 2 really prepared on their own for tonight's start. And Messina says his elbow feels better this week than it has at any point during the second half of this season. Game 1, very good. 5 2/3, no runs, 5 hits. 0-2. 1 out. And a good start for Messina, who struck out 4 in game 1. Take a look at the lineup for the Angels. You know, Figgins, he's gone. Orlando Cabrera bats in the number 2 spot. Then Vladimir Guerrero is hitting third again. Garrett Anderson, the cleanup man. Benji Molina has 3 home runs in this series. Darren Erstad, Juan Rivera, the DH. Finley and Adam Kennedy, the number 9 hitter, who hit 300 overall during the regular season. Here's Cabrera. Orlando with a big RBI double in last night's game. Tough play, Jeter. Good pick up on a short hop for the out. Do or die play, and Derek Jeter did. 2 down.
When Don Zimmer was the bench coach for Joe Torre and the Yankees, he said that Derek Jeter was the best on display of anybody he had ever seen, and he played with Pee Wee Reese and against Phil Rizzuto. You think if that ball hits the ground the second time that Jeter's not going to have a chance with Cabrera, a fast runner. But he scooped it and threw it in one motion.
And when you say do or die play, the other side of it is if he lays back, he has no chance.
That's right.
Here is Guerrero with 2 out, nobody on. So far 4 out of 14 in this division series. And Messina bends one toward the outside and low, ball 1.
Most of the Angel hitters, Messina, will get ahead with strikes, get him out on balls. With Guerrero, you take the theory, get him out on balls.
Off the end of the bat, in the air to left, and a basket catch by Matsui. A quick and effective and efficient first inning for Messina. It's your birthday. No score after 1.
I promise.
I promise.
I promise. The all-new Chevy Impala gets an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Malibu LS with 32.
Cobalt LS, 34.
And a Aveo with 35.
I promise that Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class fuel economy.
We even took a Silverado and created the first full-size hybrid pickup truck.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
That's a Chevy Total Value Promise.
Is that your new Sprint phone?
Uh-huh.
With Sprint's new fair and flexible plans, no one can tell me what to do. I can talk when and how I want. It's my little way of sticking it to the man.
But you are the man.
I know.
So you're sticking it to yourself.
Maybe.
Sprint's new fair and flexible plans. With no huge overages or roaming charges, you control your plan. It doesn't control you. Plans start at just $29.99 a month. Sprint, yes you can.
My mom has arthritis. Taking Bear keeps her music playing. My brother has a bad knee. Taking Bear keeps his game going. And what really amazed me was when Bear helped my father keep living. He took it during a heart attack. Bear helped save his life. Nothing else I know does so much. So when I'm in pain, what do you think I'm going to choose?
Genuine Bear, like no other pain reliever in the world.
First base, $58. Second base, 630 pesos. Third base, 300,000 yen. Home, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Fan of the game, wherever there's a game.
She's a world-renowned expert who sees someone's life just by looking at their bones.
Compound fractures of the trapezium.
I need subtitles walking in here.
Now the FBI needs her.
We have to exhume our victim's body.
They just can't control her.
She can't have a gun. No gun, absolutely not.
Based on the real-life story of forensic anthropologist Kathy Reichs.
A bedpan?
The new hit Bones returns Tuesday, November 1st on Fox.
I've always been a bomber. I'm from the Bronx. I'm a Bronx bomber.
That ball's high. It is far. It is gone.
There's nothing like a Yankee.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Baseball fans, grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. It's also the second inning. No score after one. The Yankees got 2 hits, singles by Jeter and Sheffield. And that means that Cano leads it off here in the second. Bernie Williams and Jorge Posada will follow for New York. That just missed, and the count 1-1. Crowd has groaned a couple of times with the strike zone of Joe West. Yes, go ahead.
Prior to this series, Robinson Cano had 12 at-bats in the 6 hole. He's had 17 in this series.
And he hits that one foul. Down the first baseline. Erstad couldn't get to it, and the count goes to 1-2.
For Cano, his age is on his back. And I think before he's through, he'll be adaptable to hit in any of the 9 spots in the order. I think he could be a cleanup hitter. And here comes Mike Scioscia out to look at Bartolo Colon, and we talked about it in the first inning. I mean, he just did not look right.
And he won't even look at Scioscia and the trainer. It's been a lower back strain, and then as Mike Scioscia told us in his office today, they've been talking about his elbow. He said the elbow's fine. It's not an issue. But something is wrong with Colon, not just with this, but his pitching stuff that he's brought with him. But you can see he's pitching straight up and down. And that would be an indication of a guy with a bad bat.
Yeah, because he's normally a drop and drive guy who, as we said, uses his lower body. And that straight up style is not his style. Remember, all of the Angels are available, with the exception, perhaps, of John Lackey, who started last night.
And Scioscia wasn't playing any games. He said, look, if we didn't think he was healthy, we wouldn't have started Lackey in last night's game, meaning they would have saved Lackey. They pitched him on short rest. They would have gone with their kid, Irvin Santana, and saved Lackey for a possible game 5 back here in Anaheim. So while they look at Colon, and apparently he's okay, we'll go down to Chris Myers.
The game, he's the Angels team trainer. Colon also has his own personal trainer whom he worked with back in California, and he's been working with a while. He has a half-hour routine where he stretches out his lower back and massages it. It's something he wanted to do on his own in addition to what the team has done. He said he felt fine to go, and as you said, Mike Scioscia reiterated they thought he was strong enough to put out there.
All right, Chris, so the count's 1-2 on Cano. And the fastball is high to even the count 2-2. So all eyes in this park and certainly out of that dugout are on Colon and how he reacts after every pitch. And Bud Black is going to get on the phone, and we could see Irvin Santana, the rookie and 22-year-old, crank it up.
Yeah, you just cannot take a chance a game this important. Both of these two teams have played 166 games this season, and it all boils down to one.
And you've got Colon trying to fight off the pain, and you've got Irvin Santana, who beat the Yankees earlier this year on July 29th at Yankee Stadium, getting loose in the Angels bullpen. That's down and in, and
he's gone.
The count is full.
He is hurting. That's it.
So they've lost Colon for now and who knows how long. But it was an issue. The Angels tried to downplay it. Whether Scioscia was getting an accurate read on how bad the back hurt Colon or not, we don't know. As he said, if we thought he wasn't okay, we would have saved Lackey for game 5. But he just has no drive at all on these pitches. Nope. So Irvin Santana, a 22-year-old rookie, will come out of the bullpen. Bartolo Colon is gone here in game 5.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tongs. I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on a spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
The first words on the moon were spoken into a Plantronics headset.
We can see you coming down the ladder now.
But the question remains, what if our headset wasn't there?
That's one small step for man, one giant hawk. Are you there?
Now Plantronics makes wireless headsets for everyone. Plantronics. Sound innovation.
Hey guys, ready to order?
I can't decide. Should I go with the wild or the mild 3-course menu?
That depends. Do you wear tighty whities?
Boxer briefs.
Paper or plastic?
Paper.
Wallet or man purse?
Wallet.
Brunettes or redheads?
Yes.
Hey, did a little.
The cat and fiddle.
Cow jumped over the moon. I'd go wild. That's just me, I'm wild.
Go wild or mild with Friday's new 3-course menu. Choose from 6 appetizers, 12 entrees, and 2 desserts, all for just $12.99. Everyone could use more Fridays.
Now who wears the tidy whities?
What does that mean?
Means you got to third base.
In front of all those people? What a ladies, man.
Bravo! 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 That 70 Show 1-hour season premiere, November 2nd on Fox.
Well, so much for Bartolo Colon being okay. And I think Mike Scioscia, some part of him is just as surprised as the fans are here in the seats that Colon, who struggled early in game 1 and then settled in and really pitched well through 7, is gone here in the second. Irvin Santana will inherit a 3-2 count on Cano. And we talked at length with Scioscia about Irvin Santana prior to tonight's game. Santana was going to be the starter in game 1 of the ALCS tomorrow night at the White Sox if the Angels got there. Now here he is here in inning number 2. And what Scioscia said was, we kept waiting for him to hit a wall. He's 22 years old. He had never thrown more than 147 innings in any year in the minor leagues, and in 3 different stops, Arkansas, Salt Lake, and the Angels, he's thrown 192 innings. The they haven't seen Santana back off at all, and I would say stuff-wise, this guy can match up with the Yankees, but how will he respond to the pressure of this situation taking over in Game 5?
Yeah, it's only his second relief appearance in his professional career. His last relief appearance, 2001. And the problem, when you come into a game with the count 3-2, the hitter knows exactly what you're going to throw. I mean, think about it. There is no way that Robinson Cano is going to get anything but a fastball right here. So you sit on a fastball and you try to yank it. It's almost like a 2-0 or 3-1 pitch.
The other point to it is you've got the whole world waiting for you to say you're ready to go.
Yeah. Right.
And how many times do we see a guy say, okay, I'm ready? He's been a starter his entire professional career. He's thrown not that many pitches. He just got up prior to Colon coming out. And you wonder how ready he is coming in here in the second after just warming up briefly. But he knows that he's holding everybody up, so he says, let's go.
That's a very good point, Joe. He's almost intimidated by the time constraints. But look for Cano to look for a pitch, just like a 2-0, 3-1 count. A predictable fastball from Santana, and he'll try to yank it.
6'2", 160 pounds from the Dominican, Irvin Santana. And he gets that fastball, 94 miles an hour, and Cano fouls it off to the left. So this is going to be one of those stories where it's all sitting out in front of Irvin Santana. How will he react? He can be an instant hero for the Angels, or will he act like a rookie? You've got one good rookie against another battling here to start the second, and the count stays 3-2. As I mentioned, Santana won at Yankee Stadium on July 29th. He beat New York. And Cano slaps it foul down the left field line. And so far, Cano has seen 3 fastballs and hasn't been able to put good wood on any except that last, but he can't pull the fastball from Santana, even though he knows it's coming.
Right. So that's a good sign for the Angels.
Bernie Williams will follow, and then Jorge Posada. And a leadoff walk. The walk will be charged to Colon. And now the rest of this inning is obviously Irvin Santana's. You know, we've talked so many times, Tim, about how hitters these days are so reliant upon video. They study video of past at bats against a specific pitcher. They had reels of video against Bartolo Colon. And now, after preparing for one guy, I'm sure some guys are scrambling back to the clubhouse to look at some old at bats, just a handful that they've had against Irvin Santana.
Well, the Yankees had about 6.5 hours to video everybody on the staff, everybody in the American League on that flight early this morning.
They were looking at old Chuck Finley video. First pitch is a strike over the outside corner. Don Mattingly, the hitting coach for Joe Torre. And Joe Torre gives the signs out to Soho, who relays them to Bernie Williams. Runner at first, nobody out, and an 0-1 count on the Yankee DH. Over but low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The one guy that Joe Torre will not hit and run with is Bernie Williams. He thinks Bernie needs to be selective. And even though you have a sinker baller where the Yankee hitters will put a lot of balls in play on the ground, and that's the type of pitcher off of which you want to hit and run.
Just down and away, 2 balls and a strike. After that walk to Cano, it's not a category that's talked about a lot, but the series walks, the Yankees have been handed 21 walks in this series. The Angels have been handed 3. And the walk starts the inning, 1 on, nobody out, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count on Williams. You were there last night when the Yankee fans at Yankee Stadium serenaded Bernie Williams yet again. There have been some touching moments for a guy who's been in the Yankee uniform for 15 years, and this might be his last.
And it's prominent in Bernie's mind, telling us before the game he was so touched with the Yankee crowd last night.
Runner goes on 2-1. Molina's throw skips in and out. At second is Robinson Cano. Molina's done it with his bat, and he does it with his arm.
That, you know, we talked about Bernie Williams not hitting and running. Joe Torre saying that he doesn't do it with Williams. That appeared to be a hit and run because Cano looking back and wasn't running real hard. Watch how he looks back at Bernie Williams. Normally, what you do on a hit and run, a great scoop by Cabrera at short to get Cano. And Cano's got that look on his face looking out at Bernie that, hey, Bernie, got to swing the bat at those.
So 37 years old and 15 years in a Yankee uniform, and he still missed a sign, it appears. There was definitely a miscommunication as Williams takes ball 4 on a very close pitch. And it's another walk, and even the 22-year-old rookie has that wry smile on his face after the walk. Guys don't get high fives and bang fists in the dugout like Robinson Cano is doing with different guys he's standing next to if it was his fault missing the sign.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
So everybody on the bench was looking at the sign, and the only guy that missed it was Bernie Williams.
Well, perhaps the infrequency with which Bernie is given the hit and run is maybe why he missed the sign. He may not even know the hit and run, because Joe Torre has told us a number of times that Bernie is one guy in the lineup he will not hit and run with.
1 on, 1 out, and ball 1 down and into Posada. Jorge homered in game 2, and he's 3 of 11 in this series.
What a game he had last night.
I'll say.
Scoring the winning run on the infield hit by Derek Jeter. Sensational game behind the plate.
Boy, Santana's getting nothing from Joe West.
I thought that 3-2 pitch may have been outside, and that pitch could have been high. Close.
So the count's 2-0, 1 on, 1 out. Now Posada can sit on a pitch. Down and away, it's 3-0.
Posada, a guy who will swing 3-0. He gets a fastball on the inside part of the plate. That's where he's looking.
On 3-0, another walk. 3 walks to start this inning, but the Yankees lost Cano on the bases.
In last night's ball game, Posada on at first base in the 7th inning with the Yankees trailing by a run and going to third base with 1 out against Vladimir Guerrero. The throw home was late, and then scoring on this play. Great play by Benji Molina. He thought he was out, but replays showed he was safe. And on that play, that re-injured that left elbow of Benji Molina. Benji telling us before the game the slide by Posada hurt.
He's got the wrap on the elbow. And while we were showing the replays from last night, Bernie Williams left second base and trotted over to Luis Sojo, and those two had a little discussion. And you have to wonder if it's about this situation, 2 on, 1 out, or about the 1 on, nobody out failed hit and run moments ago with Cano being cut down trying to steal. 5 straight have missed out of the hand of the rookie Irvin Santana. And here is Bubba Crosby, and that's not close. So it looked like Santana was going to get that big lift with Cano making the first out. But then a walk to Williams was followed by a walk to Posada, and now ball 1 to Crosby. In at the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. Base hit right field. Bernie Williams will come to the plate. A chance for Vladimir Guerrero. The throw home, too late, and the Yankees strike first in Game 5. That's twice now in this game that the Yankees have run on Vladimir Guerrero, and this time Bernie Williams makes it ahead of the tag by Molina.
And twice in the last 2 nights that Jorge Posada has gone to third with 1 out. Williams with a good jump off of second base. The throw is toward the Yankee dugout. It's strong but errant, and the Yankees strike first. But again, good base running by Posada. And once again, had Guerrero come up and thrown to third first, they have Posada easily. But Posada taking advantage of the throw home.
So how big is this inning going to be? They start to stir for the Angels out in their bullpen. Paul Bird is going to get loose. First and third, 1 out. Jeter takes inside, ball 1. So Santana pressed into duty with Colon leaving at the start of this inning. And the Angels can't get Bird ready fast enough. He was the starter opposite Randy Johnson in Game 3. And he wasn't much better than Johnson. A 1-0 to Jeter. To third and foul. Jeter was the one who bounced that ball to third in last night's game that brought Posada to the plate. Same situation here. Posada at third. 1 out. And Figgins is playing third for the Angels tonight.
Yeah, and the Angel defense on the infield, they're pinching about 2 steps toward home, and the reason for that, Jeter's a tough guy to double. So on a slowly hit ball, they may elect to come home like they did last night.
One ball, 1 strike. First and third, 1 out. And Jeter went after one up and in on his hands. The count's 1-2. And the Angels need a strikeout. Better yet, a double play. All the while, with the injury to Colon and the warm-up of Santana, Mike Mussina has been sitting on the dugout bench for New York. See how his elbow responds when he comes back out for the bottom of the second.
He hope he sits there for another 20 minutes.
Here comes a 1-2. Do it again. The word on Colon is an inflamed right shoulder. He'll be reevaluated tomorrow. Dr. Louis Yoakum examined him. But that's the word at the moment out of the Angels clubhouse, that it's the shoulder. Whatever it was evident early that he did not have his good stuff. Here's a 1-2. Instead, Santana checks on the runner Crosby, who just came up with a big hit for the Yankees. He's at first. Two and 2. On deck is Rodriguez. Game 5 could slip away in a hurry here from the Angels, with the top of the order up for the Yankees. 1 run home, first and third, 2 out. 1 out rather, and a 2-2 pitch to Jeter. That's into right center field. Guerrero on the move. At the track, tagging and scoring is Posada. Jeter delivers the run. It's 2-0 New York.
That was a high breaking ball. From a catcher's standpoint, you learn in the low minors that if you're looking for a ground ball, you're not going to get it off a breaking ball. particularly a sinker ball pitcher. So you're gambling on getting the strikeout when you throw the breaking ball in that situation. Santana hung it, and Jeter hit it well to right center field.
Bud Black going over the situation with the bullpen as to what they will do, depending, I'm sure, on what Rodriguez does here with 2 out. Bird, for the moment, has stopped getting loose. And a good breaking ball is in for a strike from Santana. Rodriguez popped up his first time. He is only 2 out of 12 in this series with no RBIs. On the inside corner, it's 0-2. Check on Crosby. Crosby in limited chances for the Yankees during the regular season. Stole 4 and was caught only once. Inside, drives A-Rod off the plate, ball 1.
Joe, I can't get that thought out of my mind that you brought up when Santana came in there. You're really not sure whether he was ready to pitch. You know, normally a starting pitcher, and remember, he had no relief appearances since 2001, but a starting pitcher has a routine about it. That routine is upset when a 22-year-old has to come into a game this important and pitch, and he's not pitched well.
The Angels pitch out, and the Yankees still steal the base. The pitch out was so far outside that Molina had to reach and then couldn't get it out of his glove. And so Bubba Crosby swiped second.
Yeah, you can see Molina reaching toward first base, then the double clutch, and Crosby has a stolen base.
And the count evens on Rodriguez, 2-2. Again, Bird is no longer warming for the Angels in their bullpen. Rodriguez looking to drive in his first run of this series. And he fights it off. The word Joe Torre used to describe Alex Rodriguez in this series at the plate is anxious. He just looks anxious. He's so much more comfortable than he was in his first year last year with the Yankees. But within this series against Angel pitching, he is trying to calm himself down. Another 2-2. Full count. Giambi on deck.
I think anxiety works in a lot of strange ways. And over these 5 games, Yankee fans have seen Rodriguez take a lot more pitches than he normally does. Not being able to pull the trigger.
Along the way, he has been issued 6 walks. (3-2). Inning over. Rodriguez strikes out and leaves Crosby out at second. The Yankees get the first couple of the night, lead 2-0 after an inning and a half.
Hogwarts has been chosen to host a legendary event.
1 epic challenge.
The Tri-Wizard Tournament.
2 new schools. 3 dangerous tasks.
I'm scared for you.
Year 4 is here. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Rated PG-13. Starts November 18th.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Fullness from a value menu.
Please. Thank you.
I have an announcement. I'm
Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef combo burrito with double the beef. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Okay, we've got a break in the action.
Oh, good. I can play the Grand Slam quiz.
You like these, don't you?
Yeah, as long as there's no math.
Not likely. Okay, who insures more drivers than the other 3 companies combined?
Well, the biggest one.
I think they're looking for something a bit more specific.
Okay, not that one. Definitely not that one. Or that one. No, I'm gonna go with State Farm.
Gee, Bob, how'd you know?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Your specialty.
Well, thank you.
Find out what it feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day looking for the right candidates. But you can't be found unless you post your resume. So post your resume today in just a few clicks and let employers find you.
The critics are united. IGN calls X-Men Legends 2 a killer sequel. And Game Informer loves its relentless action. It's groundbreaking. X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse, rated teen, now online.
4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Angels, down 2-0 in the second. Anderson, Molina, and Darren Erstad against Mike Messina, who got a couple extra warm-up tosses to get loose for the bottom of the second after a long sit. His teammates got him 2 runs on 3 hits. And Jorge Posada throws it over the head of Messina. And how loose is Messina? He looks back at Posada and smiles. You never did that in the postseason, did you?
I did that with men on base a couple of times. I did.
Did it make it to the outfield?
Oh, come on.
I didn't even mean it that way. Here's a 1-0.
Most of the time.
2-0. I don't know why Anderson reacted that way. It was called ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Anderson 4 for 16 in this series. 2-1. We used to talk about David Cohn when he was with the Yankees, being creative on the mound, trying to find a different way every time to get an out. Messina is now in that category. He delivers down and in. Anderson able to hold up in the count 3-1.
You could see Mike shaking off Posada, shaking off the fastball. He went to the curve. That was out of the strike zone.
Anderson on 3-1, rips it into right field. Did he get enough? Sheffield back at the wall. It's a 2-1 game.
One of the biggest changes in baseball over the last decade is when hitters are ahead in the count, catchers are setting up inside. Now think about it. A hitter wants to pull the pitch. We talk about it all the time. That's the area in which he's looking. So why throw it there? Posada setting up inside. Messina hit the mitt, and Garrett Anderson hit it over the fence about 400 feet.
Now it's Molina who shoots one into center field, and here come the Angels.
When you're behind in the count, if a guy's looking inside, you want to stay away. Posada setting up inside, down and in, and Garrett Anderson takes care of the rest.
Followed by a base hit by Molina. And Erstad digs in. Darren in game 1 against Messina, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. In this series, 5 out of 16. And a strike is in from the Yankee right-hander. Realize this, while we talked about the deep bullpen for the Angels, and that's been a storyline running throughout this series with Donnelly and Shields and Escobar and, of course, Rodriguez. The Yankees have Randy Johnson out in their bullpen. They have Chin-Ming Wong out in their bullpen. They have 10-game winner Aaron Small out in their bullpen. There's another strike, and it's 0-2. So if Messina gets into a long inning, Randy Johnson, who's sitting out in that pen, is one of the options for Joe Torre. There's Small, and there's Wong. Erstad takes ball 1. And with all that being said, we told you who was going to get the ball in game 1 of the ALCS tomorrow night for the Angels. It's going to be Irvin Santana if they advanced. For Joe Torre and the Yankees, they have sent Jared Wright, who's not even on the roster for this round of the playoffs, to Chicago already to prepare for a potential game 1 start tomorrow night on the south side. Erstad strikes out. Good pitch by Messina, down and in. Second strikeout for Messina. We look at how the Yankees cover the field. It's brought to you by State Farm. They've got Matsui in left, Crosby in center, Sheffield in right. Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Giambi on the infield. The DH tonight is Bernie Williams, and Posada is catching Messina. See the 6 errors that the Yankees have committed in this series. It has been a porous defense behind Yankee pitching. Here's Juan Rivera, former Yankee, has had a good LDS, 5 out of 13. 2 of his 5 hits were against Messina in game 1. Strike 1.
Traded from the Yankees to the Montreal Expos. He went to the Washington Nationals. Of course, Washington moving to our nation's capital from Montreal and coming to the Angels in the Jose Guillen deal. And he looks like a different hitter with the Angels than he did with the New York Yankees. Much more aggressive.
You might be able to credit some of that to Mickey Hatcher, the hitting instructors for Mike Scioscia and a former Dodger teammate of Mike Scioscia.
Remember the 1988 World Champion Dodgers, the Kirk Gibson home run in game 1. They beat Oakland in 5. Oral Hershiser, the most valuable player of that series.
A 1-1. While the Yankees are in the field, Paul Byrd is no longer warming up, so it appears that Irvin Santana is going to go back out there for the 3rd inning. Two balls and a strike on Rivera.
Mike Scioscia giving him a chance to start his own inning instead of coming into a situation where the count's 3-2, as it was in the top of the 2nd.
On the inside corner, good pitch. And strike 2 on Rivera. The Yankees have Giambi holding at first against one of the slowest runners in Major League Baseball in Benji Molina. Big hole on the right side of the infield if Rivera can shoot it that way. Here's a 2-2. Missed the outside corner. Full count.
I think the reason for that is that both Tino Martinez and Jason Giambi don't like to play behind the runner because it obscures their view in case a ground ball is hit their way. I think the Yankees do that a number of times, hold the runner when there really is no reason to.
Finley on deck and Rivera hops out. Runner goes on a 3-2 pitch and a pop-up. This is going to be a long run for Cano. And the rookie is there for out number 2. Cano was going to the bag when Molina took off and then had to scamper back to his left to be there in time for the pop-up.
One of the advantages of sending the runner is you get the middle infielders all out of kilter, and Cano going towards second had to adjust and makes a pretty nice play.
Certainly not in the category of great.
No, pretty nice.
Here's Finley. 1 for 9 in this series. He could erase a frustrating regular season where he did not provide the pop he was supposed to. Hitting only 12 home runs during 2005 with something big here in Game 5. He takes a strike. It's amazing how you can play for 6 months, play 162 games plus however many in the postseason, and a guy's year can be judged on 1 inning on the mound or 1 big at bat at the plate.
That is absolutely true.
Forget the first 6 months.
Yeah, good
We
or
love
bad.
you.
Good or bad.
1 ball, 1 strike on Finley.
One week in October has seen the game filled with some unlikely heroes through the years.
How about the game just yesterday?
Yeah.
Game 4 of the National League Division Series between Atlanta and Houston.
Yep.
How many heroes were there for Houston yesterday? Clemens got the win. Burke got the game-winning home run. Ausmus the home run to tie it with 2 out in the 9th. And before that in the 8th, the grand slam by Berkman.
2 grand slams in 1 game. The first time in postseason history that's happened.
2-1 now on Finley.
Dave LaRoche of the Atlanta Braves hit the other one. Beg your pardon, his father is Dave LaRoche. Adam LaRoche hit the other one.
2 balls, 2 strikes now on Finley on that tailing pitch from Messina.
If Dave LaRoche had hit a grand slam, it would have been in a beer league somewhere, and I'm sure Dave's listening right now.
On 2-2, Finley checks his swing. It's a full count. The runner at first will go. Yesterday, the game-winning home run hit by Burke, the grand slam by Berkman. Both home run balls caught by the same fan.
Really?
In the Crawford boxes at Houston.
How about that?
How about that fan staying for 5 hours and 50 minutes?
Catch 2 home run balls.
It was Sean Dean's day. Runner will go. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Finley. 2 on, 2 out. As Messina hands out the 2-out walk to bring in Kennedy.
That was a feisty at bat by Steve Finley. A 3-2 breaking ball that just missed from Messina.
After a quick first, Messina has thrown 22 pitches in this second. The Yankees would hope for and gladly take 5 innings from Messina tonight. 2 on, 2 out. Kennedy a chance to tie it with a hit. In the air to right center field. Crosby on the move. He's there. The 2 collide and the ball is free. 2 runs are going to score and the Angels take the lead. Crosby and Sheffield collide.
I think it's Gary Sheffield's ball because the ball was hooking back to Gary, but there is no way with the crowd sound here at Angel Stadium for either to hear each other. Sheffield would have made the play unimpeded, but the collision with Crosby, neither can hear one another. Both appear to be all right, and a triple for Adam Kennedy puts the Angels ahead.
Gene Monahan, the trainer for the Yankees, out to check on Sheffield. Either one could have caught it, and neither one did.
Well, a left-handed hitter hit the ball, and normally into the right center field gap, if both the right fielder and the center fielder get the same jump, the ball's going to curl back and sail back toward the right fielder. Sheffield had a better chance of catching that ball than Crosby. The ball is actually going away from Crosby, but they collide, and a huge break for the Angels.
So the home run, then the hit by Molina. Erstad struck out. Rivera popped up. The walk to Finley, and the two-out, two-run triple by Kennedy. Here's Figgins with a chance to add to an Angel 3-2 second-inning lead. And a breaking ball is a beauty for strike one. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
Joe and Tim, you're right on about the crowd noise. It's much louder here in Game 5 than in Game 1. It had to have an effect. Also, Roy White up at the end of the Yankee dugout, located where I am. Each inning has been working with Crosby. First, the rookie motioning him different positions, different areas to play, and didn't seem to do that prior to this inning. Joe?
On the outside corner to Figgins, and the count's 0-2.
The Yankees are lucky that that was not a inside-the-park home run. The ball, fortunately for the Yankees, did not bounce far enough away for Kennedy to make it home. He had to stop at third.
Yankees got 2. Angels get 3. Anderson made it 2-1. The ball hit by Kennedy puts LA on top. 3-2.
Men love trucks. Why? Because trucks don't ask why. And Chevy trucks are the true trucks.
If you believe, won't you please raise your hands? Let's hear your voices. Let us know where you stand. Shout from the shadows, 'cause it don't mean a damn. Now more than ever.
Z71s, Duramax diesels, and the new 345 horsepower Vortec Max. There will always be imitators. But the fact is, Chevy trucks are the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Silverado from Chevy. Long live the truck.
On this job, you notice things. Like this new Steak Fanatic pizza. It's a big hit with the guys.
Steak Fanatic pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Man fuel. Cool.
Hey, hurry up! Only 23 figurines left, Hank! They're statues!
There's statues.
Introducing Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza. Angus steak piled on even more steak, smothered in cheese. Buy a medium for just $9.99 and heap on even more Angus steak for just $2. Hit the door. It's Domino's new Steak Fanatic Pizza.
Great taste. Great taste. Less filling. What do we look for in a recruit? Well, you need skill. On the field of beer, there's no time for hesitation. You have to be quick. You may have only seconds to spot a nut Miller Lite. You gotta have substance. This is not a job for the weak. Personal style, very important.
Roughing the palate! Roughing the palate!
Finding one with all the right stuff, well, that's just rare, isn't it?
There's been another Carver victim.
If I help her through her pain, I can experience it myself. Relive it.
Stop! Please!
Let it go.
Nip Tuck. All new this week. Only on FX.
Part of the order for New York that includes Sheffield, who was part of that collision out in right center field in the bottom of the second. 3-2 Angels on top, and Giambi up there to rip against Santana. Strike one. So Irvin Santana, who had to relieve in the second when Colon couldn't last past 4 pitches in the second, is back to start the third. And he misses down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giambi fly to left his first time up. That's high and wide, 2-1. I would imagine action would start quickly for the Angels in their bullpen if Santana hits that wild streak again.
Absolutely.
Giambi hits it right into the defense. That's the second baseman Kennedy out in shallow right, and it was Kennedy who hit the ball that put the Angels on top in the bottom of the second.
Runners on at first and second, 2 out. First pitch swinging. The ball had a lot of hang time. Sheffield and Crosby collide, and look where the ball lands. About 8 feet away, and that prevents Kennedy from going home. It looked to me like after the collision, Sheffield was clenching his right hand, and he did make contact with the wall after he collided with Crosby. So we'll see how Gary's swing is affected, if any.
Breaking ball is strike one to Sheffield, who singled on a beautiful piece of hitting the opposite way his first time. That's high. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Series tied 2 games apiece. The winner will be in Chicago for the start of the ALCS tomorrow night. And Sheffield's 2 for 2 as he just slams it into the gap in left center. Good play by Anderson to cut it off, and it's a 1-out single for Sheffield.
I think his right hand's all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's having any issues whatsoever with that top hand.
Oh, my goodness. A laser to left.
High fastball, and Sheffield has made a living on crushing pitches like that. 1 on, 1 out for Matsui, who struck out with 2 on and 2 out to end the top of the first. I get that feeling it's going to be a wild night here tonight.
I do too.
Already has been. We're only in the third. Good breaking ball for Matsui. He took it. It's strike one.
The Yankees have 6 left-handed hitters in the lineup. Of course, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, right-handed. They're actually switch hitters, so they're batting left tonight. The Angels cannot counter with a left-handed pitcher. Jared Washburn is ill. Actually arrived today about 2-3 o'clock from New York City. Spent last night in New York. He was scratched from the starter's role last night. That's why John Lackey started. Well, the Angels have to counter. They have a very good bullpen, but no left-handers.
0-1 on Matsui. 1 ball, 1 strike. How good was Lackey last night?
Oh, man.
And for that matter, Chacon, who had had a long layoff, he got into the 7th.
Lackey threw some of the best curveballs I have seen all year in last night's game. One that comes to mind, the one that locked Alex Rodriguez on a 3-2 pitch.
Up and away, 2-1. So Santana got through the second, and his manager Mike Scioscia is giving him the vote of confidence to go back out there and try to get through the third. Sure, he's saying, I know my bullpen's deep, but let's not get carried away. I'd like to get at least 3 innings before I start getting into some of my talented arms that I feature down there. Check on Sheffield, who has a small lead.
And for Mike, it's a similar formula that it was in game 1. If he gets in trouble during an inning, he'll bring in, as a stopper in that inning, Brendan Donnelly. And then he'll go to a guy who can pitch longer in a game. But everybody is available tonight.
Now it's 3-1 on Matsui. There's Donnelly with Shields to his left. Cano on deck. (3-1). Runner goes, and Matsui plops one into left. A long run for Anderson. He's there. 2 out. We give you the Pepsi Power Hitters home run leaderboard. During the regular season, Andrew Jones of the Braves led Major League Baseball with 51. Alex Rodriguez led the AL with 48. You think you've got the heart to homer with the best and score points at record speed? Log on to foxsports.com on MSN. Keyword Pepsi. Rodriguez doesn't have an RBI in this series. Robinson Cano does. He has 5 of them. Walked and then was thrown out on what we believe was a missed hit and run sign. Goes down as caught stealing back in the second, and ball 1 from Santana to Cano.
That was a very important play also, because that in effect erased a run, at least 1 run. Yankees did score 2 times, but they did have Cano erased at second by Benji Molina on a fine tag by Orlando Cabrera.
A 1-out hit by Sheffield, 2 out now. And Cano, who hit 14 home runs during the regular season, waits for a 1-0. The Angels in their half of this third will have Cabrera, Guerrero, and Anderson. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters at the moment. They lead 3-2. Wide, it's 2-0, and Santana keeps falling behind hitters.
Those signs are for Benji Molina from a former catcher, Mike Scioscia.
2-1.
What those signs tell the catcher is to give a sign to the pitcher to either step off or throw to first base. That's why we said it many times that speed has slowed the game down.
A couple of times in this series, Scioscia's guessed right, pitched out twice. Once Molina threw out the runner. Earlier in this game, the pitch out was so wide from Santana that Molina could not cut down Crosby.
I think that's a throw over right there. Step off.
The Yankees have more success swiping bases in this series than the Angels have. The Angels have only 1 stolen base after leading the major leagues during the regular season. Cano takes a strike, and it's 2-2.
Robinson Cano thought that last pitch was outside. That's a key pitch. Instead of 3-1, it's 2-2.
Another check on Sheffield. The Yankees finished the regular season with 7 games on the road. And now with this game tonight, they've played 10 of their last 12 away from Yankee Stadium. Game 5 of this division series. 2-2 pitch to Cano. In the air to center. Finley is back. End of the top of the third. The Yankees scram their 4th. Bottom of the third. Heart of the order for the Angels, who lead by 1.
I'm the same as you. I got a few mutual funds, make an occasional trade, but not exactly Mr. Wall Street, you know? So I see these TV commercials offering, like, I don't know, $7 a trade, which sounds great, right? Except when I go to sign up, $7 a trade is if you're making, like, I don't know, a gazillion trades a year. Like I don't have anything else to do. Honey, okay.
I was just getting to the good part when Uncle Ernie dropped his tons. I'd seen that look before. It was heartburn. Before you could say duck sauce, I was there with my Pepsid Complete. I told him only Pepsid Complete starts to neutralize acid on contact and keeps heartburn from coming back all day or all night. In no time, Uncle Ernie was in Mushu heaven, and I had my eye on the spicy dumpling. Pepsid Complete, just one and heartburn's done.
What happened?
Servers.
Servers.
He's running around trying to manage all these servers.
All these servers?
What's that?
Spec sheet for an IBM E-server?
Single point of control, remote management. Oh, Ned, you shall not have died in vain. We will call IBM.
I'm not dead. Just making a point.
Take back control with the scalable IBM E-Server Blade Center featuring Intel Xeon processors.
And then the remote. Some things never change. Look at this kid.
Hi, Spence. What's going on, man?
Let me see
How you
his
been?
hair. Buddy?
How's the army treating you?
It's good. It's real good. What they got you doing? Like jumping out of planes? Or? No, I'm working with computers.
Computers? Well, you could have done that here, right?
Yeah.
What's the setting? 0439 Zulu.
We're good. Not really.
Get strength for now, strength for later. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
Well, the rally monkey jumping up and down, and everybody dancing all around. You can feel that magic when the angels play.
Ball game over. Angels win it.
I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
The waterfall out in center field. At home plate, it's Orlando Cabrera leading off the bottom of the third. It's 3-2 Angels. And the first pitch from Messina, high for ball one. Cabrera, Guerrero, and Anderson for the Angels, who lead by one. Orlando grounded out his first time. And to the left side and through. A leadoff base hit for Cabrera to start the third.
Looked like a slider and a pretty good one. It was down, outside corner. Good hitting by Cabrera, past the diving Rodriguez.
Well, here's a golden opportunity for the Angels, who already have the lead. They get Cabrera on his fifth hit of this series, and they have Guerrero and Anderson coming up. Guerrero lined out to left his first time up. That's out of play. So here we are in game 5, and Alex Rodriguez has no RBIs, and Vladimir Guerrero has 4 hits but no RBIs. Two guys on whom you would focus coming into this matchup between New York and LA. One ball, one strike. Guerrero drove home 108 during the regular season. That was tied for the 9th best total in the AL. Rodriguez drove home 130. Well, 1-1. 2-1. Two and two. Every time we take a shot of Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre in the dugout, you have to believe that after the leadoff hit, heart of the order, those two are talking about how quick the hook would be for Mike Messina on a night like this with as deep a bullpen as they have ready to go.
And if they're still in the game, you might think that Randy Johnson would be the first guy in the game to perhaps change his fortune of Friday night when he went only 3+ innings.
That's outside, and it's a full count. Messina tried to make the perfect pitch. Guerrero didn't go after it. 3-2.
I think you send Cabrera here. Guerrero does not swing and miss that often, unless, of course, the ball's a foot outside.
So they check on Cabrera. Going, and a chopper foul.
Vlad Guerrero is only 6'3", but he has the wingspan of a condor. Very long arms.
Because of that, Cabrera is able to get a great jump because Messina's more worried about making a good pitch to Guerrero.
That's right.
Than anything that Cabrera is doing over at first. Good rip by Guerrero. It's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Messina said, here, hit it. And Guerrero, with a good rip, could not put it into play.
He's thrown Guerrero 6 pitches in this at bat, all fastballs.
Messina making his 20th career postseason start. He's 7-6. Runner goes. Guerrero pops it into shallow right center. That ball's going to drop. Great base running by Cabrera. And it's 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
Orlando Cabrera with the great read of the ball. He keeps right on going. You can see Robinson Cano faking the decoy at second base to try to get him to slow down. Watch Cano in the background. See, he's faking like it was a ground ball hit to him. Cabrera, a middle infielder himself, wasn't buying it. You can see Cano right there in your picture. A great read by Cabrera. And the Angels have the Yankee Brain Trust meeting.
Now Anderson, who homered his first time up. A check on Guerrero. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Back in the 2nd, leading off. 3-1 pitch. Goodbye. That made it 2-1. Then the Angels got 2 runs on the 2-out triple by Kennedy, thanks to a collision in right center by Crosby and Sheffield. And now action will start for the Yankees out in their bullpen, and Al Leiter, who got the win in Game 4 last night, will start to loosen. And who will be alongside him? Randy Johnson. While we have a chance, it's time for the Verizon VCast game summary. We're only in the 3rd inning, but so far we've seen plenty. Game 1, Cano, the 2-out, 3-run double. Angels tied it in Game 2. That miserable start by Randy Johnson in Game 3, and then Game 4 last night. Jeter, the game-winning RBI, and Rivera got 6 outs to save it. Anderson takes a strike. You've got 2 left-handers getting loose. A lefty at the plate, the right-handed hitting Molina on deck, and then the lefty Erstad.
And that's who Al Leiter is warming up for. Darren Erstad. He has retired him 4 times in this series.
That's wide, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. A big at bat for the Angels. Their cleanup man at the plate. First and third, nobody out. Good pitch by Messina as he pulled the string. 2-2.
Good changeup, totally fooling Garrett Anderson. You can see that changeup grip where a pitcher almost chokes the ball.
Anderson with first and third, nobody out. 2-2 the count. Full count.
Mike Messina, not the strikeout pitcher that he once was, but I think Guerrero will be running. Anderson may see that 3-2 changeup. He's seen it once during this sequence.
He's going. Anderson hits the air into left center field. Crosby is coming on. He has it. Tagging is Cabrera. The throw to the plate. Too late. And it's a 2-run Angel lead. Sac fly by Garrett Anderson makes it 4-2.
Bubba Crosby was playing in right center field, so he had a long way to run to left center field, and because of that, Cabrera took advantage of it. He wasn't that deep, but he had so far to run for the ball. Actually, he was playing more straight away, but a long way to run, and almost full stride when he made the catch, and the throw toward the third base side, and Cabrera scoring easily.
So now it's Guerrero at first, 1 out for Benji Molina. Benji's 31 years old. His younger brother Jose is his teammate. And Yadier is the 23-year-old catcher for the Cardinals, who along with his teammates will take on the Astros for the second year in a row in the NLCS. That starts on Wednesday night, right here on Fox.
Now it's pretty clear that if Benji Molina gets on, Al Leiter will be the pitcher to Darren Erstad. If he doesn't get on, he may still be the pitcher to Darren Erstad.
Molina has had a huge series with a bat. 7 for 15. And a check swing foul for strike 1. Obviously, Joe Torre's preference, if he's going to use Randy Johnson, would be to use him to start the inning.
Right. So if Molina gets on, he'll try to use Leiter to get out of the inning, and then perhaps start Randy Johnson in the bottom of the 4th. Rarely do you see 2 left-handers warming up in the 3rd inning of any game.
A little floater into right. Sheffield is coming on. Can't make the play. His throw toward third cut off. Guerrero goes first to third on that flare hit by Molina.
Well, the first thing you do when you get on base is check and see how deep the outfielders are. Guerrero did that and took off, just like Cabrera did. He does not slow up. If Sheffield makes the catch, Guerrero's dead at first, but he's willing to take that chance and makes it to third, and I am pretty sure that Al Leiter is going to be in the game. I would be shocked if he's not brought in. And he's not going to be brought in.
Well, you're shocked, and I'm sure Al Leiter is shocked out in the bullpen. First and third. One out. Erstad has struck out 3 times in 3 at-bats against Messina in this series, which can be the only statistic that Joe Torre is leaning on to keep Messina out there with Erstad, the left-handed hitter, at the plate.
He struck out his first time up. Facing Leiter last night, he hit into a double play. Leiter the winning pitcher as a result of that.
Angels lead by 2, a chance for a big inning. First and third, 1 out. Oh, and 2.
One thing Joe Torre may be thinking about is the Angels have not hit the ball hard. Cabrera with a ground ball base hit to left. And then Guerrero with a flare to right center, and Molina a flare to right field. But hits nonetheless.
And 0-2. Erstad fights it off.
Well, those are uncharacteristic swings of Darren Erstad. You said fought it off, and that is aptly put. 2 curves out of the strike zone, and then overwhelmed with that high fastball.
Erstad chops it to first. Giambi's throw home, too late. And it's 5-2 Angels. The Angels have been killing Messina softly here in the 3rd inning.
It is no secret that Jason Giambi is not a good fielding first baseman. However, Vladimir Guerrero with an outstanding jump from third base to score rather easily. Keep in mind, Giambi's holding the runner on. Watch the break that Guerrero gets from third base. 5-2 Angels.
Fielder's choice RBI for Erstad. And now it's Rivera. Angels lead by 3 here in the 3rd. Breaking ball in for a strike to Rivera. Cabrera started it with a hit through the left side. Guerrero floated one into right. Cabrera went to third. Anderson a sac fly. Molina a blue pit to right, and then that chopper for a fielder's choice RBI for Erstad. Down the left field line, it wasn't well hit, and Matsui goes to try and get it into the seats, and he has it. What a catch by Matsui. Somehow, with all those people around him, Hideki Matsui reaches into the crowd and comes up with a big second out.
And when an outfielder or infielder reaches into the crowd, they can slap the ball out of his glove. That is no man's land once he goes over that line. What a play by Matsui.
That is the end of the night for Messina. 2 on, 2 out. 2 runs home in the inning, a 5-2 lead. And Finley is coming up for the Angels.
This cold. My sinuses feel like they're going to explode.
Sudafed PE.
My allergies have my sinuses all stuffed up.
Sudafed PE.
Now tell them where you feel the pressure.
Here. Sudafed PE.
Sinus misery? Get Sudafed PE. Maximum strength relief of even your worst sinus symptoms without a prescription.
I'm so congested.
Sudafed, PE.
Sudafed PE, maximum strength sinus relief. And for a sinus headache, try new Sudafed PE sinus headache.
Remember, guys, Tom will be paying with his Visa card. You guys will represent the 5 layers of Visa security. Matt, zero liability. Brandon, identity theft assistance. Russ, fraud monitoring.
Why am I fraud monitoring?
What?
Why can't I be zero liability?
Well, Russ, I'm actually zero liability.
Why can't you be identity theft assistance?
I'm identity theft assistance. Hey, listen, I'll be fraud monitoring. You? Fraud monitoring?
With Visa, you're protected.
I'm the director.
Well, why can't I be the director?
Lots of Wi-Fi users work in coffee shops, which aren't always the best places to work. Wouldn't it be great to work wherever you wanted instead of only in hotspots? Now you can with Verizon Wireless Broadband Access. Wi-Fi only works in limited locations, while Broadband Access is the nation's largest high-speed wireless broadband network and is expanding coast to coast. Now get unlimited access at a great price, so you won't get stuck in a not-so-hot spot. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Well, if you ever plan to motor west, just take my way. That's the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Rated M for mature.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
5-2, 2 on, 2 out. Game 5. Game 1 of the American League Championship Series is tomorrow night here on Fox. The Chicago White Sox, who have the best record in the AL this season, take on the winner of this game. That's at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Right here on Fox, your exclusive home for the ALCS, NLCS, and World Series. And here is Randy Johnson, who threw 62 pitches, Game 3 Friday night in the rain at Yankee Stadium. Taking over with 2 on, 2 out, Finley at the plate. And so Joe Torre wants to use Randy Johnson in the middle of an inning. He bypasses Al Leiter, and it's a matchup of Johnson and Finley. And a slider starts Finley with a foul, and that's strike 1.
Well, if you bring in Al Leiter, Leiter's going to, for the most part, pitch to 3 batters. The 2 left-handers, Steve Finley and Adam Kennedy. And then Sean Figgins, who is a switch hitter. But with Johnson in there, he's in for the long haul.
You see that stat, his last relief appearance was in Game 7, taking over for Schilling in the World Series win for the Diamondbacks in 2001 over the Yankees. He also came out of the pen in the '95 Division Series for Seattle. That's not close, and the count's 2-1. So the question is, how will Randy Johnson, who lasted only 3 innings in that start on Friday night, allowed 5 runs on 9 hits, fare, coming in the middle of a jam. Finley pops it off the end of the bat. That's going to get out of play, and the count evens at 2-2. The Yankees in the top of the 4th will have Williams, Posada, and Crosby. Finley chops one to Cano. The Angels are finished. They get 2. They lead by 3. 4th inning, Game 5. 5-2, Los Angeles.
Dude, you said 2:30.
I called and texted. You didn't get any of my messages?
You guys are killing me.
That's your network?
Yes. Yes, it is. Is that your network?
Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And only Verizon Wireless is America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
Coming to DVD. Unleash the power. Unleash the fury. Unleash Jet Li. With
Bone-crushing fight scenes never before seen. Unleashed, unrated. Own it on DVD October 11th.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Impala. Available with the powerful 303 horsepower small block V8 that delivers a remarkable 28 miles per gallon highway. It's a whole new animal. Chevy Impala, an American revolution.
Systems with Intel Pentium D processors and a 19-inch flat panel start at $1099. XPS, the ultimate Dell PC.
Listen, told me to call you, so here I am.
Can a beer be too refreshing?
Hello? Ew, you pervert.
Melissa?
Coors Light.
The Division Series on Fox, sponsored by VCast from Verizon Wireless. It's broadband quality video on your phone. By MasterCard. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together, an American revolution. Bernie Williams will try and start something for the Yankees here in the fourth. Yankees took a 2-0 lead in the top of the second. Williams walked and scored in that frame. But he also, we're assuming from the booth, missed on a hit and run. And the Yankees got the 2. Then the Angels got 3 in the bottom of the second on a home run by Anderson. And the 2-out triple for 2 runs and a ball that wasn't caught in right center because of a collision between Crosby and Sheffield. And then 2 more in the bottom of the third, chasing Messina. And the Angels lead it 5-2 here in Game 5.
Joe, in thinking about that bottom of the third inning, several things come to mind as an afterthought as far as the decision Joe Torre had to make, whether to bring in Leiter or Johnson or either of them. Maybe he had 2 left-handers warming up, thinking that Randy Johnson may not be able to throw effectively tonight since he started on Friday. And if that were the case, he would have brought in Leiter. Once he warmed up, maybe he called down to see how Leiter felt, and that's why he went to Leiter instead of Johnson instead of Leiter.
Good pickup by Darren Erstad on a rocket hit by Bernie Williams. 1 away here in the top of the fourth.
Fine play by a Gold Glove first baseman. Won the Gold Glove at first and center field.
Big difference in this series is how these two teams have played defensively. And even though that ball went down as a 2-run triple for Kennedy, ball certainly could have and probably should have been caught out in right center field between Sheffield and Crosby. 6 errors committed by the Yankees. And the Angels defense, for the most part, has been terrific. With 1 out, here's Posada. And there's ball 1 low. Posada walked and scored his first time. High chop for Kennedy. 2 out. Irvin Santana has settled in quite a bit after a rough beginning to his night in the second, taking over for the injured Colon. Here's Crosby. And there's strike 1. Two out, nobody on. Crosby has an RBI single and a stolen base. Bunts down the third baseline. Figgins can't make a play, and a good idea by Crosby. A 2-out bunt single to get Jeter to the plate here in the fourth.
Trailing by 3, the Yankees need base runners. And even though Sean Figgins was in at third base, Crosby deadens that ball perfectly, and Figgins can't make a play.
When Randy Johnson got out of the bottom of the third by getting Finley on the ground out, he came back into the dugout, and Mel Stottlemyre got onto the phone to the bullpen. He had a conversation with Neil Allen, who's the bullpen coach. Allen said something to the pitchers down there. As Jeter grounds to short, Cabrera to second to end the top of the fourth. So we'll see how long Randy Johnson can go. He heads back to work. Angels lead it 5-2.
Are you ready to rock?
On November 4th, a whole new era in Disney animated entertainment hits theaters.
Whoa.
Don't miss the holiday movie event that's like nothing you've ever seen before.
We surrender! Take the key to the city! Key to my car? Take that?
Walt Disney Pictures presents Chicken Little.
Come on, hurry! Oh, look! A penny. Guys! Oh, right.
Discover the film Time Magazine calls a winner. It's one of the funniest, most charming, most exhilarating movies in years.
Hurry! 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 Yes!
This holiday season, it doesn't get any bigger than Chicken Little. Rated G. In theaters November 4th.
What's that noise? Sorry, nervous eater.
Okay, we've got a break in the action.
Oh, good. I can play the Grand Slam quiz.
You like these, don't you?
Yeah, as long as there's no math.
Not likely. Okay, who insures more drivers than the other 3 companies combined?
Well, the biggest one.
I think they're looking for something a bit more specific.
Okay, not that one. Definitely not that one. Or that one. No, I'm going to go with State Farm.
Gee, Bob, how'd you know?
Oh, it's a no-brainer.
Your specialty.
Well, thank you.
Introducing the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway restaurants. Tender chicken, zesty marinara sauce, melted cheese on toasted freshly baked bread. The new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. Molto delicioso. Subway. Eat fresh.
Sprint Business is reinventing the yes man, so you can say yes to business when and where it happens. Because business today happens everywhere. And now that Sprint and Nextel have come together, you can work more efficiently from almost anywhere and make your business more competitive. In fact, Sprint is now the #1 wireless provider to business, so I guess you can call me a yes man. Although I prefer yes woman.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
We're breaking out of here.
If you haven't seen television's most exciting new thriller, now is the perfect time to get on board Prison Break.
Let's go.
Getting through this wall is just the beginning.
Prison Break returns Monday, October 24th on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Randy Johnson starts the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-2. The Angels on top, and Kennedy, who gave the Angels a lead back in the second, with the 2-out 2-run triple, takes a strike. Kennedy, then Figgins, then Cabrera. If anybody gets on, Guerrero. Giambi down on a knee, takes care of out number 1, and we check in again with Chris Myers.
Joe, I talked to Randy Johnson in the locker room before the game once we knew Joe Torre had him in possible relief, and Randy said he has no recipe. It's no different a mindset for him, just trying to get people out. When I brought up that he, of course, faced the Yankees in Arizona in relief, one of the appearances you mentioned, he shook his head. That was a long time ago. Things were a lot different. He didn't seem to mind the relief. He seemed annoyed talking about it.
With 1 out and nobody on, the batter is Figgins.
I think from a mental standpoint, it was interesting what Chris had to say. From a mental standpoint, it's not a problem. It's whether he can get on top of the ball like that. Randy Johnson, when he had problems this year, had a flat slider and a flat fastball, which meant that he was throwing with his arm parallel to the ground instead of that tilt that Mel Stottlemyre and Joe Torre talk about. That.
Nasty pitch. Figgins checked his swing and the count 2-1.
Yeah, see, when a pitcher's arm gets up, the ball goes down. You can see the arm is up, the fastball is down.
Here's a 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now they evidently ruled that check swing a strike. And whereas the scoreboard in our Fox box and your announcer had 2-1, it was 1-2, and that strikeout is out number 2. And Figgins has struck out 3 times tonight. First for Johnson, 2 out, nobody on, and Cabrera. This date in Major League Baseball history, October 10th, 1999, the Boston Red Sox established a Major League record for most runs and biggest margin of victory in a postseason game as they rout the Indians 23-7 to tie the Game 5 series at 2 games apiece. America's beer salutes America's pastime Budweiser, proud sponsor of Major League Baseball. For more info, log on to foxsports.com on MSN, keyword Budweiser. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cabrera, who started the 2-run rally last inning with a base hit into left. It was really Randy Johnson who I had in mind when I was talking earlier about how the perception of a season, 6 months worth, or a bad start in the postseason can change with 1 effort.
Yeah.
And Randy Johnson has that in front of him here tonight. If he can get outs while his teammates go to work on offense. Meanwhile, Cabrera pops it up. Jeter. And we go to the 5th. The Yankees will bat. They trail by 3. Back to Anaheim after this break from your local Fox station.
I'm Christine Devine. Tonight, an emergency landing. Waiting to see how they got the plane off the freeway. Plus, Latin heartthrob Ricky Martin's back with his first album in 5 years. Tonight at 10.
Dual-action tailgate, and an industry-first lockable in-bed trunk. The Ridgeline from Honda.
Hey, that looked like my fish.
Look inside. Prop 76 makes major changes to California's Constitution, gives the governor unlimited new power to cut programs of his choosing, and ends minimum school funding requirements. He'll be free to cut schools, public safety, even health care with no legislative oversight.
Prop 76 doesn't fix the budget or stop new taxes. It destroys our system of checks and balances. This isn't reform.
It's another bad idea. Prop 76. Vote no.
Yeah, I'm trying to add a new car to my policy online, and I... Oh, you don't do that? Can I pay my bill online? You don't do that either? You don't do that? Okay, so what do you do?
Hey, think easier. Think Progressive. Our top-rated website lets you do virtually everything with your policy, easily and instantly. Check out Progressive.com.
Visit your BMW Center for a test drive.
Alex Rodriguez, the number 2 hitter to start it in the 5th. Irvin Santana is giving the Angels and Mike Scioscia some huge outs. He took over in the 2nd. He struggled. He gave up a hit in the 3rd, gave up a hit in the 4th. But he has kept the Yankees down while his teammates have given him a 5-2 lead. The 22-year-old rookie trying to make a name for himself here tonight. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Prior to the start of the top of the 5th inning, Joe Torre walked down to the middle of the dugout and talked to Alex Rodriguez. Patted him on the back, said something in his ear. We had a chance to visit with Torre after that conversation as Rodriguez is hit for the 2nd time in this series, and A-Rod just flips the ball back to Ervin Santana, and Joe Torre was kind enough to join us during the break.
Not as long as he was loose, Joe. The only reason we got Leiter up with him is because, you know, we weren't sure if he could get loose when we needed him, and we didn't know when we were going to need him. I mean, you know, Moose was so tough to take Moose out because, you know, he was making pitches. They weren't hitting balls very hard, and, you know, we just, you know, we couldn't stop the bleeding at that point.
I saw you just walk up to Alex Rodriguez and pat him on the back. He's about to lead off this 5th. What'd you tell him?
Well, we just, you know, we need to attack. I mean, we need to be aggressive. You know, we need to take this thing back. You know, this is our season right here, and we want to play tomorrow in Chicago.
Last question, Randy Johnson. One more about him. Has he scrapped the slider a little bit? We've seen him go to the splitter in that last half inning.
Well, you know, he tried the splitter the last game, and Benji hit a home run that didn't do much. It looks like he has a little more action, so at least he has a choice now. He hasn't scrapped the slider. He's still going to use it.
Joe, thanks for your time.
Okay, Joe.
Joe Torre certainly does not have to do those interviews. We thank him and the Yankees for allowing us to do it from the dugout. Meanwhile, the Yankees are getting their opportunity after A-Rod was hit by a pitch. You saw Giambi take the first pitch and rip it into right field. It's 2 on with nobody out, and amazingly, nobody is up for the Angels in their bullpen. Here is Gary Sheffield, the tying run at the plate.
Only a 3-run lead for the Angels. One thing Joe Torre did not tell Alex Rodriguez was take one for the team, but he did.
The first question which led into the interview was about any worries bringing Randy Johnson in the middle of the inning when he took over in that 3rd as opposed to starting an inning fresh, and he, as you heard, said not as long as we knew he was loose. Sheffield takes a breaking ball in for a strike. I'm stunned that with the deep bullpen that the Angels have, if for no other reason than an insurance policy with a 22-year-old on the mound, that the Angels have nobody getting loose.
I am your co-stunner.
The 2nd time you've been stunned tonight. 2 on, nobody out.
No, I was shocked first. I'm stunned this time.
That's on the outside corner, 0-2. And Sheffield says something to Joe West.
I mean, you know, that's what Mike Scioscia was saying. I mean, that he would get Brendan Donnelly up to get out of an inning, and the Yankees with 1st and 2nd and nobody out. You just have to wonder why this isn't a time for Brendan Donnelly. It's certainly not too early. It's the 5th inning.
2 aboard, nobody out, and a ball in the dirt blocked by Molina. And again, Ervin Santana might very well get right out of this jam, but to not have anybody getting loose with all the arms he has at his disposal is surprising. Donnelly has been part of an outstanding bullpen for the Angels all year. Santana pressed into action. He's done a good job, trying to do a great job by getting through this 5th, and he's in trouble. Sheffield pops it up. Shallow left for Garrett Anderson, and a huge out picked up by Ervin Santana. Sheffield retired for the first time tonight, took a full rip and got under it. So 1 down for Santana, and now Hideki Matsui, who's 0 for 2 and who has developed into a clutch hitter for New York. In his 3 years in a Yankee uniform, digs his way in.
0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 4 last night. 3 straight years with over 100 RBIs. And New York needs a clutch hit right here.
Matsui pulled the trigger too soon. Strike 1. Struck out in the 1st, fly to left in the 3rd. A hit batsman, a base hit. Sheffield popped up. And 0-1 the count on Hideki Matsui. Off the hands, good pitch by Santana. Strike 2. On deck is the rookie Robinson Cano. Rodriguez, the lead runner. Giambi on at first. 1 out, 0-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield. Erstad, infield fly rule in effect. Out number 2.
That is the best that Santana has worked to any Yankee hitter. Ahead in the count. He makes Matsui swing at a ball out of the strike zone. So Santana gets Sheffield on a pop-up, and now Matsui on a pop-up.
And now Cano. Strike 1. And Cano had a rip at a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that one was hittable.
Although Santana has worked his own way into this jam with the hit batsman and the base hit allowed, this has the same feel of that Game 3 outing that El Duque had for the White Sox in the clincher at Fenway Park against Boston.
How terrific was that?
Unbelievable. And now 2 strikes on Cano. In that game, El Duque took care of Veritek, Graffinino, and Damon. And with 2 on and nobody out, young Irvin Santana got Sheffield, Matsui, and now he's 0-2 on Cano. Ball 1. Top of the 5th, 5-2 Angels. Two on, 2 out. Cano strikes out. Molina will pick it up and throw, and it gets away. The bases are loaded. And now they're going to call Cano out for being out of that running lane, and the inning is over. And Joe Torre is going to come out and argue. You look at the replay, Erstad trying to get the throw from Molina, and according to Joe West, the crew chief, Cano was out of that running lane. The inning is over, and Irvin Santana is out of trouble.
You need a hand with that gear?
I got it.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you crying? No. There's no crying. There's no crying in shipping. My foreman, Larry Lakin, snapped a hamstring, hauling car batteries up 6 flights. Did he cry? No. No. And you know why? Because there is no crying in shipping. Now you pick that up, and you get out there, and you ship.
DHL, delivering America's pastime on time.
The first words on the moon were spoken into a Plantronics headset.
See you coming down the ladder now.
But the question remains, what if our headset wasn't there?
That's one small step for man, one giant hawk. Are you there?
Now Plantronics makes wireless headsets for everyone. Plantronics. Sound innovation.
dual-action tailgate, and an industry-first lockable in-bed trunk. The Ridgeline from Honda.
Hey, that looked like my fish.
Can a beer be too refreshing?
Nice.
Ew! Doug, that's my mom!
No,
Coors Light.
Red 21! Red! Prime rib! Seasoned seared! Slow roasted and Outback!
Try something bold. Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
I'm open!
Join us for America's favorite pastime. Not this. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
If we don't speed up this game, the Simpsons Halloween special won't air until Administrative Professionals Day.
All new Sunday, November 6th. Only on Fox.
Randy Johnson is back to work as Vladimir Guerrero swings and misses. Bottom of the fifth inning underway, and the Angels still lead by 3. The Yankees missing on an opportunity with 2 on and nobody out. And the inning ending with a home plate umpire, Joe West, ruling that Robinson Cano was inside, in other words outside of that running lane down to first, and therefore interfered with the throw from Benji Molina. Called him out and the inning was over. It was awfully close. To his left, Jeter. 1 out to start the bottom of the fifth.
I think it was a good call because the last stride of Cano was on the inside part of the bag. A lot of people think that the ball has to hit the runner in a situation like this to interfere, but that's not the case. Right there, when he touches the inside of the bag, I think that's why Joe West called it. And Joe Torre out to argue, but he wasn't arguing long.
Now it's Garrett Anderson. The age-old argument, though, with regard to that box that a runner is supposedly to stay in on his way down to first, is that that box really takes you away from the most direct line and therefore the quickest route to first base. It's on the outside part, and we have seen certainly plays where this call doesn't go toward the catcher and toward the defense, but Joe West thought that Cano was too far inside and called him out.
Well, you know what you have to do on that play? You have to run where the first baseman is setting up. If he sets up outside, you run right at him. If you run right at him, you take him out of the play in the process. If he sets up in foul territory, that's where you go. It's almost like a defensive back, I would imagine, reading a wideout or something like that.
Meanwhile, 2 quick outs in the bottom of the fifth. Randy Johnson has done his part. He's retired 6 straight, and Benji Molina, who has been the consistent hitting star for the Angels, takes a strike, much to his surprise.
Here, one play at first base, I sound like Troy Aikman.
But it's a good point. And another ground ball. Jeter waits on it, has time with Molina running, and off we go into the 6th. The Yankees will bat. They will have Williams, Posada, and Crosby trailing by 3 in Game 5.
Now is the best time to add a member of your family tree to ours with Family Talk from Singular. And join America's largest calling community with unlimited calling to other Singular customers.
Hey, what's going on?
Over 51 million of them. Add a line for just $9.99 and get exclusive phones like the Black Razor and Rocker with iTunes. Singular, raising the bar.
Excuse me. Ooh, thank you.
Everyone wants the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich, zesty marinara, melted cheese, only at Subway restaurants.
Hey, weatherman!
People recognize me sometimes. Some are jerks. Every couple months, someone throws something at me. A chicken breast, a soft taco. That was refreshing.
What's this?
It's Big Gold.
You know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing.
Nicolas Cage, Michael Caine.
People don't throw things at me anymore. Maybe because I carry a bow around.
The Weatherman, rated R, starts October 28th.
I promise.
I promise.
Chevy promises to keep building most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I promise to deliver 9 models that start under 20 grand.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
Chevy, the #1 selling cars, trucks, and SUVs in America.
I promise that we've lowered prices,
added features, or redesigned 19 models.
I promise to remind you why you got your license in the first place.
That's a Chevy total value promise.
The Division Series on Fox is sponsored by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American Revolution. Our Subway pitching matchup, we look ahead to Wednesday night, NLCS Game 1. Andy Pettitte against Cy Young Award candidate Chris Carpenter. Pettitte 117, Carpenter 21. And a good matchup as the NLCS will get underway on Wednesday night. Here's Bernie Williams to start the 6th, and he takes ball 1 outside from Santana. We had a chance to visit with a pitching coach for the Angels, Bud Black, and we'll play that for you when we get the chance here in the top of the 6th. What a huge call that ended the top of the 5th. Bernie Williams gets under it, flies it to center, and easy for Finley. 1 away. Williams 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Joe Torre came out to argue, and as he said, he didn't argue for long, but he has absolutely no view of this play whatsoever from the first base dugout. And I would submit that if you saw that play 10 times with a different umpire behind home plate every time, you might get a different call.
That's true. That's right.
And in this case, Joe West called it against the Yankees and for the Angels, and I would submit that was close enough that that call could have gone either way.
The interesting thing is, had Molina's throw been on the outside of the bag, it's an easy play. It beats the runner. So by running inside the line, Cano was actually avoiding the throw more than he would have been had he been running outside the line, which is legal.
Here's a strike into Posada. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 out, nobody on, Posada takes up and away 2-1. You can't say enough now of the job that the 22-year-old Irvin Santana has done for the Angels. Taking over in the 2nd. Struggled a bit, but he is rolling since then as Posada pops 1 foul down the right side, and that's strike 2.
That's why Bud Black's remarks you'll be interested in certainly had more than merit about Santana.
Posada pops it into right. Vladimir Guerrero is back at the wall for out number 2. Another big out picked up by Santana, and here's his pitching coach, Bud Black. Well, Bud Black, thanks for joining us. We were surprised you guys didn't have somebody warming up with Santana going back out and then getting into trouble, and he rewarded your faith in him with a great job in the top of the 5th.
Well, Joe, you know, he's still throwing the ball well. He's holding his stuff. We like the way he's throwing. We like the look in his eyes.
Yeah, that look, you can see it. We talked to Mike Scioscia before the game. He said we've expected him to hit the wall at some point with all these innings, but he just hasn't hit it, and now he really seems to be settling into this game.
He really does. You know, he pitched last Sunday, the last game of the year, so he's fully rested. Threw a couple times on the side just to keep his touch. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully he can get a few more outs for us.
Bud, thank you. Bud Black talking about Santana. The baseball world will be talking about Irvin Santana if he keeps this up. Bottom of the 6th. Angels bat up 3.
Steerable bi-xenon headlights.
Just one of the 120 not-so-standard features available on the all-new German-engineered Passat. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
You're drilling for us?
Well...
Steak.
Hey, Brian. We smelled the grill. Yeah.
Introducing Taco Bell's new Steak or Chicken Nachos Bel Grande. Grilled authentic carne asada steak or marinated all white meat chicken give Nachos Bel Grande that great flavor of the grill.
This is nice.
For grilled taste that really draws a crowd, think outside the bun.
Hey, Johnny.
What's up?
We're picking up some stuff for the Baseball Hall of Fame exhibit. Got anything you want to contribute?
What do you got so far?
Some infield dirt, bloody sock from Schilling, you know, stuff like that.
How about this?
Whoa.
Wore that one in Game 4.
Yeah, this would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
DHL, delivering America's pastime on time.
Who are those guys?
Oh, that's our network. It's the most reliable. Comes with the phone.
Do I, like, owe you?
No, we're good.
Cool. There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And now America's most reliable wireless network has cool Samsung camera phones for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless. It's the network.
Great beer. Smooth, clean, cold, refreshment. At Coors, it all starts up here. Way up here.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
All right, gang, let's hear it again. Let's do it.
Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball. Together, they create a positive place for kids. Artie Moreno, who took over control of this club in May of 2003, the year after the Angels won their first world champion in franchise history, saw his club swept in the division series last year by the Boston Red Sox, and now leading 5-2 in the decisive Game 5 of this year's division series against the Yankees, hoping for a date tomorrow night against the White Sox in Chicago. 0-2 is the count from Randy Johnson, who has been perfect since entering with 2 out in the third. Ball 1. The Randy Johnson fan will say he has been terrific, and he's kept his team in the game, coming out of the bullpen and getting 1 out after another. Now he gives up his first hit. It's a shot down the left field line, and Erstad is going to cruise into second with a double. It wasn't much of a cruise as he jammed his knee into the dirt.
The bumpy cruise.
The cynic will say, well, if Randy Johnson had pitched like this on Friday night, there might not even be a Game 5. And now the training staff is waved off by Alfredo Griffin after this ugly slide by Erstad into second.
Randy Johnson has faced 8 hitters, and it's the first ball out of the infield. Sometimes you drive your knee right into the ground, and that knee brace on the right knee of Darren Erstad, he drove it right into the ground. Watch the slide. A lot of times you don't slide on your rear end, you slide on your knee, and head over heels is Erstad, and we'll see if he's all right. Wow.
So the trainer comes out there and starts tugging on that knee brace. Didn't bring a wrench with him, but he's okay. So a leadoff double, and here is Juan Rivera. In case you're wondering, there's no action for the Yankees out in their pen. Angels already leading by 3. Santana has pitched brilliantly the last couple of innings and bridged the gap to that terrific late inning relief that the Angels feature. Ball 1 to Rivera, who's 0 for 2.
Back on his, he'll look at that last he threw. It's been restored, even though he's pitched brilliantly over the last 5 weeks of the season before Friday night. But that slider has given him fits all year long.
To the left. Rodriguez gets up and did not get Rivera at first, and Torrey's going to argue again. Rodriguez looked the runner back and then looped the throw over to first, and safe was the call by Jim Reynolds.
And it wasn't the look back. It was a terrific play by Rodriguez. And he did look Erstad back at second. Stumble there. And I think the stumble may have cost him getting under the throw, but it appeared that he was out at first base.
It sure looked like Rivera was out. Giambi reacted right away.
Close. Looked like he was out.
It's a base hit for Rivera, and it's 2 on with nobody out for Finley.
To bunt.
And trying to get one down against Randy Johnson. Lefty on lefty can't be easy. Take another look.
It was close.
Safe was the call. Angels to blow it open. Bottom of the 6th, leading by 3, 2 on with nobody out, and the 0-1 to Finley. The bunt. Giambi thought about third, flips to first, 1 away.
Talked about the defense of Jason Giambi earlier. He is a poor thrower more than anything. He's got pretty good hands, but he does not have an accurate arm. He's well in, and Finley said, I'll challenge him anyway. Looked at third, not confident enough to throw to third, takes the easy out.
People forget that Giambi came up as a third baseman. Sacrifice is good, 3-4, the infield in, second and third, 1 out. Adam Kennedy, strike 1. Kennedy hit the ball into right center field, where even though it was only the 2nd inning, the feel of this game really turned on that ball that dropped after a collision between Crosby and Sheffield in right center. The Angels took the lead 3-2. Now it's 5-2.
Keep in mind, Mike Scioscia will squeeze any time to get an extra run.
He's done it in this series. Kennedy fouls it out of play, strike 2.
That, for the most part, eliminates the squeeze. That's the best way to do it, to get 2 quick strikes on the hitter.
Infield is in, 1 out, no balls, 2 strikes on Adam Kennedy. Stays alive.
John Flaherty catches Johnson on a regular basis, so it's very, very unusual to see Jorge Posada behind the plate, and obviously because Johnson came in relief. Posada has not Johnson very often this year. So with the runner on at second base, Posada just getting the sign straight.
Second and third, 1 out. Kennedy grounds it foul. It's actually been a little source of frustration on the part of Posada. That Randy Johnson has said that he wants Flaherty to catch him instead of the Yankees' regular backstop. 0-2 is the count on Kennedy. Ball 1. Figgins on deck. Nobody up in either bullpen. Two and two.
If you're Adam Kennedy, you give Randy Johnson the inside part of the plate. You look away, away, away.
Two out. And a big strikeout for the Yankees and Randy Johnson, his second of the night. Our Nissan game summary with two out here in the bottom of the sixth. The Yankees got 2 runs in the second when Bartolo Colon had to leave after an inning plus with an injured arm. That's the report. Messina lasted 2 2/3. Anderson a solo shot to make it 2-1. Then the ball hit by Adam Kennedy that fell in right center as Crosby and Sheffield collided, made it 3-2 Angels. 2 more in the bottom of the third, and it's still 5-2. Here's Figgins, who struck out 3 times tonight. Ball 1. The Yankees in the 7th will have the top of their lineup. Second and third, 2 out. 2-0 on Figgins with Cabrera on deck.
Not a thought of pitching around Figgins in this situation. In this series, Cabrera has been a better clutch hitter than Sean Figgins. So even with first base open, I don't think he may walk him, but I don't think his intent is to pitch around him.
Right down the middle, 3-1. The last time Posada caught Randy Johnson, July 31st, for 3 batters against the Angels in New York. And now here we are on October 10th, and Posada and Randy Johnson trying to figure out some way to keep this a 3-run game in the 6th. Full count. Figgins just got a piece. The White Sox will start Jose Contreras in game 1 tomorrow night. Mark Burley in game 2 will be against the Angels or the Yankees. Another 3-2 to Figgins. Bases loaded. First walk handed out by Johnson, and now Mel Stottlemyre will come out and talk. We look ahead to Sunday and a big early game in Dallas. The New York Giants, with their 3-1 start, take on the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys, who dismantled the Eagles yesterday. Plus other regional action. It all begins with a pregame show as the guys take a look at the Giants' new dynamic duo of Eli Manning and Plexico Burress. Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Cabrera, who came in a career .326 hitter against the Yankees in postseason, steps in. This could be a knockout blow if Cabrera can deliver for the Angels. Ball one. Cabrera shined last October for the Boston Red Sox. Helped the Red Sox eliminate the Angels in the division series. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored tonight. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike from Randy Johnson. The bottom fell out of that.
Whenever you see the bottom fall out of the ball, usually that's a split finger fastball. Could have been a fastball, but I think it was a splitter.
Johnson's so big it looks like he just reaches out and hands it to the catcher. Same pitch, same result, 1-2. Still nobody getting loose for the Angels. They're going to run Irvin Santana, the rookie, back out there to start the 7th. Will it be 5-2 Angels or even better for Los Angeles? To the left side, Rodriguez to second to end the threat. Johnson in 2 and out of trouble, and now the top of the order coming up for the Yankees, down 3. Back after this from your local Fox station.
I'm Christine Devine. Tonight, Hardy Jackson's wife was swept from his arms by Hurricane Katrina. Now a famous musician is helping him put his life back together. Most adults couldn't do what this 9-year-old did. Why he swam from Alcatraz to San Francisco? Tonight at 10.
Follow my instructions and we all walk away clean.
Domino, you're with me on the side. Choco, you cover the rear. All we want is the money.
This is an inside job. 10 million in cash.
Let's go home right now. We're about seeing you two.
We're celebrity hostages.
Wow.
Oh, thank God.
Domino, rated R. Starts Friday.
How about some fresh baked cookies?
Pillsbury Doughboy.
Pillsbury Doughboy пришел. Молоко.
Got milk?
Please, sir. I want some more.
More? 10 more years of happiness.
It's more than psychiatry.
There must be more of it in me.
If you want some more, come on back.
Everybody loves more, and nobody has more discounts than Farmers Insurance.
They loved it. They want more.
For an auto insurance quote, call 1-800-FARMERS for an agent near you.
Face it, girls. I'm older and I have more insurance.
I can't wait forever to know if you'll be true. Time won't let me. Time won't let me. Time won't let me.
The time to buy an 06 Toyota has arrived.
Oh, wait that long.
Now that's moving you forward.
Top of the order for New York. That means Jeter, Rodriguez, and Giambi against Irvin Santana. And now there's action for the Angels in their bullpen. Jeter takes a strike. Jeter 1 for 2. He has a single, a sac fly, and he's bounced into a force out. The Yankees had their best chance of the last 3 innings in the 5th. They put the first 2 on, had Sheffield up, and didn't do anything against the rookie Santana. Jeter hits it in the air to left center field. Well hit. Back is Finley, and Jeter has gone deep to make it a 2-run game. His second home run of this division series, and Bud Black is going to come out and talk to Santana.
Jeter looking fastball. He got a fastball and did something with it.
Jeter went deep on Friday night in Game 3. And he connects off Santana to start the 7th to make it 5-3. And Joe West is going to go out and break up the meeting between Santana, Molina, and Bud Black. You talk about faith in a 22-year-old. With the good late inning relief that the Angels feature. They have Kelvin Escobar getting loose. Alex Rodriguez at the plate, nobody on or out, and a run home for New York. 5-3. Last night the critics were saying that Mike Scioscia took John Lackey out too soon. Well, he can't be any more patient with a rookie right-hander than handing him the ball against the top of the Yankee order, up 3, now 2 in the decisive Game 5 of this series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez has been on base once, and he hits a bullet out to short. Cabrera, 1 away. And let's see after that rocket if the Angels are going to stick with Santana against Giambi, who singled off him his last time up. They send Molina out to stall.
Escobar is ready. You can see Bud Black nodding. Orlando Mercado, the bullpen coach, when the cap comes off, he's ready.
And Santana will get some ovation here in the 7th. What a job filling in for Colon by the 22-year-old rookie. Santana coming out. What a job he did tonight for the Angels.
Attention, boys and girls. Dentine Ice is coming out of its shell, revealing a side never before seen and creating quite a sensation. New Dentine Ice Soft Chew, a whole new way to go bold.
You go first.
You go.
Nope. You first.
No. After you.
Fear not.
Let's see what you're made of.
Natural citrus Listerine has germ-killing power. But it's less intense.
You guys should really grow up.
You can handle it. Germs can't.
Say how do you do to the Meat Enormous Omelet Sandwich. Meat on top of meat on top of meat. The new Meat Enormous. Wake up with the king.
Any questions? Where did the pilgrim shop?
Diana Morgan was destined to be a spender.
Can you believe she's wearing white after Labor Day?
Okay, what do you see?
Outside another slingbacks.
But today, every time Diana uses one from American Express, we make a deposit to a high-yield savings account.
They're adorable.
Aren't they? I have a pair in lime green, too.
Now when Diana spends, she also saves. Introducing one from American Express.
Men love trucks. Chevy trucks. Why? Because when the pavement ends, so do the excuses. Enter the 2006 Silverado Z71 with off-road tuned suspension, and unlike Ford or Dodge, an automatic rear locker that lets you grip and go where others might think twice. Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Long live the truck.
We are in the top of the 7th. Irvin Santana has finished 5 1/3, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, a hit batsman, a home run allowed to Jeter. He got a huge ovation on his way off the mound, and Kelvin Escobar is into the game. He worked yesterday. This is the first time all season he has worked in back-to-back games. He misses low and away to Giambi. Escobar, a guy who underwent surgery at the end of June. Shaved down a bone spur and removed a bone chip from his right elbow, and he didn't come off the DL until into September. And Giambi hits one in the air to right center field. Finley won't get it. It's off the wall, and Giambi will try to make it to second, and he will with a double. So Giambi gets his second hit of the night. And Gary Sheffield will bat, representing the tying run.
That ball was hit funny. I thought it was hit off the end of the bat. And I think Steve Finley thought the same thing. He went back and then over. Gives you an idea of how strong Giambi is. Off the wall and greeting Escobar rather rudely.
Escobar, who's been a closer for a while in his career with Toronto. Now part of that very good combination in the late innings from Mike Scioscia out of the Angels bullpen. Tying run at the plate. Gary Sheffield 1 out in the 7th. Sheffield 2 out of 3. Splitter misses down low.
Thing about Escobar, he has one of the hardest splitters in the American League. Nasty, as the hitters say. But often it will be thrown out of the strike zone. Last night he worked 1 2/3 innings, but he walked 3. The numbers on Irvin Santana.
It's 2-0. Mike Scioscia before the game talking about how even with all the work that the bullpen has had in this series and the late night flight after the effort at Yankee Stadium last night, his bullpen was rested and ready to go. Escobar on 2-0 gets it in for a strike to Sheffield. Can't say enough for the outs picked up by Santana. And now Escobar will try to at least get through the 7th. Sheffield during the regular season hit 34 home runs and knocked home 123. Benji Molina goes out to talk. The Yankees have received what they've needed tonight from Randy Johnson out of the bullpen. And while they try to rally here in the 7th, you can't forget the job that he's done coming out of the pen in the 3rd. The 2-1. Low, 3-1.
In 2 days, separated by about 1,800 miles, baseball has seen Roger Clemens and Randy Johnson from the bullpen. Clemens a winner in the clincher for Houston yesterday in one of the classics. 18 innings won by the Astros.
Here's a 3-1 to Sheffield. And a little pop up into right for Vladimir Guerrero. Sheffield is now 2 for 4, and Matsui will be the hitter. So Escobar gets the out there and will deal with Matsui.
And yet another opportunity for Hideki Matsui. He has stranded 5 base runners this evening.
2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and 2 more in the 5th. And it's the combination of Sheffield and Matsui that missed a golden chance back in the 5th for New York with 2 on and nobody out. Sheffield popped up, as did Matsui. The Angels do not have a left-hander in their bullpen. And that's ball 1 to Matsui. Ledecky with 23 home runs during the regular season and was 8th in the AL with 116 RBIs. He has driven in only 1 run in this divisional series. Another pop-up. Figgins, Molina. It's Molina, and the inning is over. The only run for New York, the leadoff home run by Jeter. Time to stretch. 5-3 Angels in Game 5.
When we got married, suddenly we had 2 of everything.
They had a lot of stuff.
2 dinette sets, 2 dogs.
2 car insurance companies.
I'm State Farm agent Joan Roysum, and this is a true story.
We had to get rid of a few things.
Yeah, mainly my things.
He had State Farm.
She had a gecko.
I helped them compare rates and coverage.
It was no comparison.
He was right. For once.
This time, one of my things stayed.
Last year, 1.3 million drivers switched to State Farm. Call an agent today and you'll switch too.
Like a good neighbor?
State Farm is there. So, I could sit here and try all 42 pasta and sauce combinations.
You could.
You better not.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl with new mushroom Alfredo. Pick any sauce and pasta combination, then another. Just $7.95. Have all you want.
If you haven't tried Coors in a while, you may have forgotten how cold and refreshing a Rocky Mountain beer can taste. So crack one open and refresh your memory.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
The Division Series on Fox, sponsored by Nissan, to remind you to shift the way you move through the world. By State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Sprint Business, yes you can. And by Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light. Bottom of the 7th inning, and Randy Johnson is back to the hill. 5-3, the Angels lead. And Vlad Guerrero is first up. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Strike 1 in at the knees. One ball, one strike. The combination of the start from Messina and Bartolo Colon, who left after an inning plus, the shortest combined effort in a winner-take-all game in postseason history. A total of 3 2/3 innings between Messina and Colon. Up and away to make it 2-1 on Guerrero.
Yeah, normally you see the aces matching up in a game 7. And 2 terrific pitchers tonight, but unusual results.
2-2. Mike Messina will look back at that 3rd inning, the inning in which he left, and think about a couple of flare hits, that chopper down the first base line. As Joe Torre said, it was tough to take him out because they weren't hitting him hard. But he jumped at the first chance to get Johnson into the game, and Vladimir Guerrero jumps at that pitch to lead off the 7th with a single.
Johnson giving Guerrero a chance to extend those arms. It is not often that he misses that pitch. It's really an atypical outing for Randy Johnson. He's faced 14 batters, and only 2 Angels have hit the ball out of the infield. The double by Erstad, and now the single by Guerrero.
Garrett Anderson steps in. He's homered tonight, has 2 RBIs. And Mel Stottlemyre comes out to talk as Tom Gordon will get loose in the Yankee pen. Fans, you can join Major League Baseball in our efforts to rebuild the Gulf Coast. Support Habitat for Humanity by calling 1-800-HABITAT, logging on to MLB.com or Habitat.org.
Well, it has to be in Randy Johnson's mind as you look at Matsui, who is 0 for his last 8. He is stranded 6 tonight. But Randy Johnson's got to be thinking about Garrett Anderson, who hit a 3-run homer against him on Friday night in the first inning. The next time up, he tripled against him. Garrett Anderson, a .320 hitter this year against left-handed pitching. He does not budge.
And the result from that 3-inning start on Friday night led to the questions to Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre about the possibility of Randy Johnson tipping his pitches.
Yeah.
One on, nobody out. And that runs Anderson off the plate.
That was predictable. That's the one thing that Randy Johnson has not done as a member of the Yankees that he was known for in the National League, pitching guys tight. If you hit me, you're going to be uncomfortable. Every pitcher's got to have that in their repertoire. Every one.
Another check on Vladimir Guerrero. Joe Torre's response to the questions about Johnson tipping his pitches, because I don't want to go through those questions again. Sandy Koufax tipped his pitches all the way to the Hall of Fame. The 1-0. And as you said, Garrett Anderson didn't budge one bit and pulls a foul down the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Back in 2001, when Johnson was part of the Diamondbacks, some of the Yankees thought they were picking up pitches from Randy Johnson. It didn't matter much. But as Johnson told Chris Myers before the game, that was a long time ago. Anderson gets under it and pops it into right. Sheffield 1 on 1 out.
I've always thought that tipping pitches was rubbish. And I'll tell you why. Who starts the rumor? Because if he was really tipping his pitches, none of the Angels would intimate anything like that to the reporter. So who starts that? It certainly wouldn't be the Angels. And if it's not the Angels, would it be the Yankees? Well, obviously not. It's nonsense.
I think sometimes it's born out of people looking at the results on nasty pitches saying, oh, it looks like they knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Case in point, Garrett Anderson on that pitch down and away to the 3-run home run in the first inning on Friday night. Benji Molina flies to center for Crosby, 2 out. And let's go back down to Chris Myers.
Joe, whoever goes on to win this game will have played in a 51-hour span, 3 games, been in 3 different cities by the time they get into Chicago, and have traveled 4,700 miles. Remember, after Yankee Stadium, they both departed after midnight, got in and got to sleep around 5 a.m. here, had to wake up and be at the ballpark at 3:30. Scott Shields only got a couple hours sleep. One of his 2 daughters woke him up and said, "Let's play, Daddy." I don't know if when Mike Scioscia called him resilient, that's what he had in mind.
1 on, 2 out here, and the batter is Erstad. A check on Guerrero. Shields before the game was yelling into Scioscia's office saying, "I need a day, Skip. I need today off." And was laughing as he said it. And Scioscia said that's just the kind of guy he is. He has a rubber arm. He can pitch day after day after day. Erstad trying to hang in there, fouls it for strike one.
Getting back to that point, you know, the Angels have made 2 outs. Was he not tipping his pitches to Anderson and Molina, and he tipped his pitches to Guerrero? Erstad fouls one off.
Well, the bottom line is, where you're going with that is his stuff is better tonight. 1 on, 2 down. Erstad gets it toward the end of the bat into right center for Crosby. And we've played 7 in game 5. Winner goes to the ALCS. Angels up 2. Our sprint game break. Here's Jeannie Zelasco.
Hey, Todd Zeal says he tips the pitch in the windup, guys. Welcome to the sprint game break. This time tomorrow night, the White Sox will have an opponent. Game 1 of the ALCS on Fox. Chicago's had several days to make this decision. The game 1 starter will be the red-hot former Yankee Jose Contreras. If the series would have been delayed, the Sox say it would have been just as damaging to them. They'd lose their sharpness. Note that the Astros are regrouping today after the 18-inning affair last night in Houston. Wednesday, it's the NLCS opener. Another former Yankee, Andy Pettitte, faces Cy Young hopeful Chris Carpenter. For more information on the sprint game break, log on to foxsports.com.
Ford product engineers work hard. Anybody can see that. Since they need to be with the cars, we took out their desk phones and extended their workplace with Sprint Business. It's helping us shorten the time from concept to showroom, and it's easy to reach them. Dan?
Dan's gonna have to call you back.
By saying yes to working from anywhere, we're building more new products faster.
With Sprint Business, you can make just about any place a workplace. Yes, you can.
Introducing the new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich from Subway restaurants. Tender chicken, zesty marinara sauce, melted cheese on toasted freshly baked bread. The new fresh toasted chicken Parmesan sandwich. Molto delicioso. Subway. Eat fresh.
100 years ago, something terrible happened on Antonio Island. It left behind a curse. This Friday, the past will come back to haunt them. The Fog. Rated PG-13.
Double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink from the dollar menu. 2 crumpled dollar bills. And 3 quarters from the seat cushion, 4 dimes from the ashtray, a nickel from under the floor mat, and 9 pennies from the glove compartment. Always having exact change? Priceless. Now use your MasterCard at McDonald's, or use the new MasterCard Pay Pass that's quicker than cash. Just tap and go.
The test revealed the problem. His white count keeps falling.
Patient's lung function's declining rapidly.
Surgery is extremely risky.
This is a 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
If we do nothing, she's dead in a day.
What's happening to my son?
Truth is, I have no idea. Get the crash guard. He's having a cardiac arrest. I'm not gonna kiss you, no matter what you say.
I'm gonna make you feel good.
I got pills for that.
House returns with new episodes Tuesday, November 1st on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Escobar finished off the top of the 7th, back for the 8th, and he misses up and away. Ball 1 to Robinson Cano. Cano is the man at the plate who swung and missed at a pitch. It trickled away from Benji Molina. He went down to first. Joe West, the home plate umpire, on a call that I think could have gone either way, ruled in favor of the Angels and called Cano out for going down to first and not being in that running lane. Cano grounds it foul outside first, and instead of having the bases loaded 2 out and Bernie Williams coming up, because Joe West ruled that Cano was too far to the inside and therefore interfering with Erstad in the throw, he was called out, and the 5th inning was over. Cano strikes out, and this time Molina can just flip it over his head. 1 out.
That was certainly one of the key plays, with Cano being called out. Here is the biggest play in the game, I think, Joe. 2-1 the count on Bernie Williams. Nobody out. Cano on at first. the second hitter faced by Santana, and Cano thrown out at second. The Yankees went on to score 2 runs, but they really could have opened things up had Cano not been thrown out.
With 1 out, Bernie Williams, who could be at the plate for the final time in a Yankee uniform, takes ball 1. A 37-year-old, 15-year Yankee, batting with 1 out in the 8th and flying it into left field. Easy for Garrett Anderson. The first 2 gone in the 8th inning for New York. And now Jorge Posada will be the batter. The 15-year career, a .298 average, the 275 home runs, just under 1,200 RBIs. And a guy who has the postseason home run record with 22 long balls, thanks to those extra tiers of playoffs. But he's hit 22. Posada takes a ball down and away from Escobar. The Yankees are assured of getting Jeter and Alex Rodriguez to the plate 1 more time each before the end of this night. The number 8 man is up here with 2 out in the 8th. Sierra has already come into the on-deck circle. He would bat for Crosby. Posada takes ball 3, 3-0. Francisco Rodriguez, the closer for the Angels, is ready to go. 3-1.
Posada's going to get a fastball. He's an excellent fastball hitter. I think Joe Torre turns him loose here. Orlando Mercado saying Rodriguez is ready.
A 2-out walk will bring the tying run to the plate. It'll be Ruben Sierra for New York. And will it be Escobar or Francisco Rodriguez for the Angels? It will be K-Rod. The sign from Scioscia. Rodriguez coming in. Sierra coming up. Tying run will step in for New York here in the 8th.
Wireless data network for your small business, $0. The latest color printers for your small business, $0. 5 Trio smartphones for your small business, $0. Feeling like you can take on the world? Priceless. Use your MasterCard business card for a chance to win a free technology upgrade put together by an IT expert.
The new, intimidating Mitsubishi Raider. Available 230 horse V8 and the most towing capacity in its class. Mitsubishi, driven to thrill.
Someone is saying yes instead of no to redeeming credit card miles. Find out who.
I'm on it.
No, blacked out.
Brenda, you know we all say no. But I hear sometimes you say yes.
Go from
from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There are no blackout dates on any airline, anytime.
Should have worked at Capital One.
What's in your wallet?
Francisco Rodriguez, who saved 45 games for the Angels this season, that tied Bob Wickman of the Indians for the top spot in the AL, takes over. It was only one save shy of the Angels franchise record. Brian Harvey put up 46. And here is this right-hander who amazingly is still only 23 years old. Not a big bodied reliever, but a guy who can really bring it, dealing with Ruben Sierra, who had a game-tying pinch hit single last night in Game 4 in the 7th. He bats for Crosby here in the 8th. Tying run at the plate. Last night in that 7th inning against Shields, a sharp single through the right side. Guerrero threw home. Cano was safe. Posada went to third, and then scored the winning run on that chopper to third by Jeter. In his postseason career, one pinch hit home run. Already saw one breaking ball, figures to see more. Like that, and it's 0-2. A wicked bender from Francisco Rodriguez.
Sierra giving up on that pitch. That's what Rodriguez can do. The drop on the curve is impressive.
Just able to get a piece. 3 straight breaking balls. Better said 3 consecutive out of the hand of Rodriguez to Sierra, who since coming off the DL September 1st, Ruben is hitting only 138 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs. He has not been able to get his swing back. A little number off the mound. Cabrera picks it up and gets the out. Rodriguez and the Angels charge off the field. Bottom of the 8th. They lead by 2.
Men love trucks. Chevy trucks. Why? Because when the pavement ends, so do the excuses. Enter the 2006 Silverado Z71. With off-road tuned suspension, and unlike Ford or Dodge, an automatic rear locker that lets you grip and go where others might think twice. Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Long live the truck.
Systems with Intel Pentium D processors and the 19-inch flat panel start at $1099. XPS, the ultimate Dell PC.
So I was talking with my broker the other day. It was the usual small talk, you know. How's the kids, how's the family, all that. And then it dawned on me. When you think about all the years I've been paying those big commissions on everything we've bought and sold, were we really discussing my kid's future or his kid's future?
Ordinary toothbrushes can't stand up to it. New Oral-B Triumph. Triumph is the first brush with an onboard computer to help you brush better, and a floss action brush head to power clean deep between teeth. That means dramatically cleaner teeth and healthier gums. Get a smile you can feel triumphant about. New Oral-B Triumph. Brush like a dentist.
The Division Series on Fox, sponsored by UPS. What can Brown do for you? By Charles Schwab. Get premium service without the premium price. Talk to Chuck. And by Chevy. Chevy and baseball, they just go together. An American Revolution. Tom Gordon takes over. Randy Johnson did all he could tonight. 4 1/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So he pitched brilliantly out of the bullpen, but he just kept the Angels at bay while young Irvin Santana, Escobar, and Francisco Rodriguez have done that to the Yankees. It's 5-3, bottom of the 8th. Matsui moves to center. Ruben Sierra's in left, and Gordon deals with Juan Rivera. Chopper to short. Jeter takes care of out number 1. It's time for the Dell defining moment of the game. And it came with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 2nd. The collision out in right center allowed 2 runs to score. It gave the Angels the lead, and they have not looked back. We do to that provided by the shot off the bat of Adam Kennedy. If you think what was going on then, Tim, the Angels lose their 21-game winner, Bartolo Colon, in the top of the inning. The Yankees get 2 runs on the board, take the lead in game 5, and then after Anderson homers, that happens in right center field, and the whole feel of the game just turned around.
Yeah, who in our listening audience didn't think that the Yankees had a huge advantage when they scored 2 runs in the top of the 2nd inning? I know we did.
There's a strike to Finley, and the count a ball and a strike.
And the Angels came right back and erased that advantage.
One out, base is empty. That's inside 2-1. You could ask the question, who in the audience didn't think that the Yankees, after knocking Colon out with that injury or seeing him leave, wouldn't have a huge advantage here in game 5. After struggling in that first inning of work, Irvin Santana, the 22-year-old rookie, settled down and was a surprise to most with a job he did in a tough spot.
And particularly in that 5th inning when Mike Scioscia, with runners on at 1st and 2nd, nobody out, and 3 potential tying runners at the plate, Sheffield, Matsui, and Cano, and he left Santana in the game.
Santana not only got out of that 5th, got through the 6th, and an out into the 7th. Still 2-2 on Finley. The Yankees in the 9th against Rodriguez will have the top of the order. That means Jeter, Rodriguez, and Giambi. Finley strikes out for out number 2. Tomorrow night on Fox, it's game 1 of the American League Championship Series. The White Sox are watching and waiting to see who they will play. Our coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on Fox, your exclusive home for the ALCS, NLCS, and World Series.
And the White Sox and their fans got what they wanted when they got a game 5.
These 2 teams traveling across the country, beating each other up, while the White Sox are having casual workouts at their stadium, and Jose Contreras is waiting for game 1 tomorrow night. A 1-0. Good bender in there from Tom Gordon. Talking to Scioscia before the game, he said Irvin Santana could be the starter in game 1 of the ALCS unless he's in tonight. The guy who may get the ball in game 1 is Bird. Paul Bird, who struggled on Friday night in game 3, that rain-soaked night against Randy Johnson. Strike 2 on Kennedy.
Not only that, should the Angels win, Esteban Yan and Jason Christensen could be added to the roster. And a utility player or a regular player could be eliminated by the Angels, primarily because of the throat infection of Jared Washburn.
Kennedy grounds to first. Giambi goes to the bag, and that sets up the top of the ninth. Game 5, elimination night. Last chance for the Yankees. Top of the order, down by 2.
You have a prototype, they have a prototype. You have overseas suppliers, they have overseas suppliers. You have low-cost manufacturing, they have low-cost manufacturing. You have packaging, they have packaging. You have an ad agency, they have an ad agency. You have a supply chain that flies through customs, bypasses warehouses, and gets your product on the shelves faster. They have a new ad agency.
Grilling. Good call. You mean steak? You rock. Hey!
Hey, Grill Master.
I don't have a grill.
Introducing Taco Bell's new steak or chicken nachos Bel Grande. Grilled authentic carne asada steak or marinated all white meat chicken give nachos Bel Grande that great flavor of the grill.
Wait, no, this... Hey, what's up?
For grilled taste that really draws a crowd, think outside the bun.
Have a good day, honey.
Bye, honey.
I gotta go. See you guys later.
There's nothing routine about it. The 8-passenger pilot from Honda.
Without faith, there can be no future.
It has fallen to us to defend Jerusalem.
From Ridley Scott, director of Gladiator. Kingdom of Heaven. Own the DVD tomorrow.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser. The king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Derek Jeter has driven in 2 of the 3 runs tonight for New York. A sac fly in the 2nd, a home run in the 7th. He leads it off in the 9th inning against Francisco Rodriguez. 5-3 the Angels lead, trying to move on to the ALCS. Ball 1. Half of New York just said, lean into it, Derek. .94 miles per hour for strike 1. Jeter, then Rodriguez, then Giambi. If anybody gets on, Sheffield. That is ripped into left field, a hanging breaking ball. Garrett Anderson makes a good play and holds Jeter to a leadoff single. No surprise to anybody who's seen this Yankee team play one October after another that Derek Jeter in Game 5 has been on base 3 times, knocked home 2 runs, and has a home run. But now it's Alex Rodriguez who has only 2 hits in 14 at-bats in this series and has not driven in a run.
A lot of people talking about Randy Johnson and why the Yankees acquired Randy Johnson for the big game, talking about it on Friday night. The trade was made for Alex Rodriguez for a similar situation right here.
Joe Torre saying that he was too anxious night after night against the Angels. Man, the combination of A-Rod, Sheffield, and Matsui hitting .208 with 3 RBIs in nearly 5 full games against the Angels. To the left side might be 2. Figgins out. Out. And Alex Rodriguez, who hasn't done anything offensively in this series, grounds into a 5-4-3 double play, and the Angels are 1 out away from the ALCS. Our Chevrolet player of the game, the rookie Irvin Santana. And in recognition of his outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, Chevy and American Revolution. He went 5 1/3 and set up what is now a save chance for Francisco Rodriguez. A hit, a double play ball, and the Angels are 1 out away from a trip to Chicago. Ball 1 to Giambi. Giambi with 2 hits tonight. Trying to extend it for Sheffield, who's on deck. 5-3 Angels, 9th inning. 1-1. Strike 2. Giambi into right field. That ball's going to fall for a hit, and it gives the Yankees a chance with Sheffield coming up. So 2 hits in the inning, but Alex Rodriguez bounces into the double play off Francisco Rodriguez, and now it's a battle for Rodriguez with Gary Sheffield.
Every ball hit in this inning. A breaking ball, a hanger to Jeter, a good one to Rodriguez, A-Rod that is, and then a hanger to Giambi.
Bellhorn comes off the bench to run for Giambi. The Angels were 1 strike away. They're 1 out away with Sheffield digging in 2 out of 4 tonight. Ball 1 as Bellhorn takes second. They will not give Bellhorn a stolen base. Sheffield had 2 on with nobody out, and his team down 3 in the 5th. Flied out to shallow left. After a double by Giambi in the 7th, he popped out to right. Chopped down the third baseline on a breaking ball that stayed up in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a dangerous pitch.
Now think about it. He hung the breaking ball to Jeter. He hung the breaking ball to Giambi, and he hangs the breaking ball to Gary Sheffield.
Rodriguez 2 for 5 in save chances this year against New York at Yankee Stadium. 4 for 4 in save chances against the Yankees here at home. That's chopped off the plate. That's going to extend this game. First and second with 2 out, and it's the 3rd hit in this 9th inning. And the 3rd hit of the night for Gary Sheffield, and now Matsui has a chance with the tying runs on. He represents the go-ahead run at the plate.
Good base running by Bellhorn, staying at second base.
Matsui, who is a free agent to be. This could be his final at bat as a Yankee.
Angel outfield is very, very deep. They're in their no doubles defense. The reason for that is rather logical.
Tying run at first, and a breaking ball is in for a strike from Rodriguez.
If the Yankees tie the game, the Angels want them to do it with 2 singles and not 1 double.
Matsui 0 for 4 tonight. 4 out of 19 in this series. And only 1 RBI. And again, the Angels are 1 strike away. And now with 2 outs and 2 strikes, Tony Womack is going to come off the bench and run for Sheffield as he represents the tying run at first. And 0-2. Matsui hooks it foul. Now the Yankees with good speed on the bases, especially Womack at first. He's the important guy for New York. Matsui with a count of 0-2. To the right side, Erstad a diving stop. The flip. The Angels are going to the ALCS. The defense shining again tonight for the Angels. In almost a fitting way for this to end with Erstad, a terrific play to his right.
Erstad on the line. Hard ground ball, the dive and the flip to put the Angels in the LCS.
Rodriguez wraps it up. Irvin Santana gets the victory. And the Yankees have been eliminated in the division series. The Angels knocked them out in the division series in 2002 on their way to a world championship, first time in franchise history. And after getting swept last year by the Red Sox, the Angels take care of New York in 5 games. Three hits in the 9th inning. A double play ball off the bat of Rodriguez, and then that stop by Darren Erstad to his right. And the Angels are off to Chicago. The Yankees end this game 5 with 11 runners left on base.
8 of those by Matsui.
Matsui ends an 0 for 5 night with that ground out, and you just cannot say enough for the job that this Angels bullpen did tonight. 8 tremendous innings, and what they've done all year. It's as big a reason why the Angels are going to the ALCS as any other phase of this team. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
All right, the noise is deafening. Mike Scioscia, congratulations. This went right down to the wire. You look very calm and relaxed.
Well, it was tough. Those guys are something. We beat a heck of a club. We had to pitch our butts off the whole series, and can't say enough about what these guys did. What a great job they did.
What was the thinking when Colon went out in the second inning? How much did you think you could get out of Santana?
Well, we didn't have a lot of options at that point. We had a lot of confidence in Irvin, and you kind of jinxed us pre-hand.
You called me Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, and your sunshine was your bullpen.
They did it. They're unbelievable. They did a whole year for us. What Kelvin's done, and Frankie, but Irvin Santana's the story tonight. For him to keep us in a ball game against a lineup like the Yankees have it's incredible.
I know you're going to celebrate with your team, but you deserve it. But you got a pack soon. You're playing in what, 18 hours? Who's your pitcher going to be?
Hey, we're going to absorb this one. Let us absorb this one. We'll be on a flight here in a couple hours, and we'll work on tomorrow on the plane.
We'll see you tomorrow night in Chicago.
All right,
thanks. Congratulations, Mike. We have Garrett Anderson as well. I'm sorry, Adam Kennedy, who had the big triple, which helped get the Angels on the board. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk about the ball that you hit early. How did Mike Mussina look early?
Like he always does. Except for today, I think he made a few more mistakes. He didn't on his previous start against us.
How does this team compare to the team that got to the World Series?
This one definitely has a little more talent. The other one played great, and this one's going to have to do the same.
You fared well against the White Sox during the year. I know it's a whole different deal now. You guys are a little worn out, I'm sure, but you're off to Chicago after this. What do you expect from them?
Tough ball games like always. I don't know what our record is against them. It definitely hasn't been easy, whatever it is, but we expect a pretty good battle.
All right, it's been a long journey. Good luck the rest of the way. I appreciate that. All right, Joe, let's go back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Chris Myers. This incredible resurgence of this franchise continues. They set a single-season franchise record for attendance here under the direction of Artie Moreno. Congratulations to the Angels going to the ALCS. We're going to take a break and come back with the studio on the other side. 5-3, Angels advance.
Join us for America's favorite pastime. Not this. This. The all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Take me out to the terror. Take me out to the front. Vampires and witches and werewolves are back. This is what happens when aliens attack.
Fire the Accelerate.
Fabric of the universe itself may shatter.
Good. Only then could the Cubs finally win.
The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. All new Sunday, November 6th on the only place for all new episodes, Fox.
My name is Michael Schofield. 17 days from now, they strap my brother to an electric chair, send 50,000 volts coursing through his body for a crime he didn't commit. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm getting you out of here.
The season's biggest new thriller just keeps getting better.
I can't watch him die. I won't do that.
Prison Break returns Monday, October 24th on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
I'm Christine Devine. Tonight, an emergency landing. Waiting to see how they got the plane off the freeway. Plus, Latin heartthrob Ricky Martin's back with his first album in 5 years. Tonight at 10.
Polished, not glaring. Designed, not decorated. A full-size 315 horsepower Infiniti QX56. A refined, tailored reward. Infiniti.
No one ever said that's the greatest thing since sliced lettuce. Ladies and gentlemen, bread is back, and ciabatta's in charge. Warm and toasty, soft and golden, it's the artisan bread that holds together my bacon and cheese ciabatta burger and the bruschetta chicken ciabatta. Just 2 in my line of ciabatta sandwiches. So let's rise like yeast against the bread bashers. Let's lift our loaves and make a toast to toast. Because bread is back.
The Angels show the Yankees the postseason exit in 2002. It's happened again, Kevin.
Key to the ball game right here, Jeannie. 5th inning, nobody out, 2 on. Gary Sheffield pops out. Execution on a high fastball. Good location, great execution. A pop out to Matsui, and then strike 3, swinging on a breaking ball. Urban Santana maintaining his calm, his cool. And another key to the game for me, Adam Kennedy in the 2nd inning. 2-1, the Angels down. Who's got the ball? Both guys. Really, Gary Sheffield had a beat on it. Bubba Crosby crossed him, and you saw the collision right there. I mean, that's a no man's land in right center field. The big crowd, a lot of noise. You can't really tell. Center fielder needs to go after everything, and of course the end.
Last out, December 2001, it looked like Darren Erstad would be wearing a White Sox uniform. They nixed the trade. I mean, he's headed to Chicago now because he squeezed the glove over the final out. The Angels are headed back to the ALCS. Really fell into home field advantage, not planning to get it, not even setting up to get it. The Yankees go down on a Sunday, the regular season, that final Sunday. The Rangers don't get it done, and the Angels of Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, did we get that all out there correctly? Get home field advantage.
Well, this is like why predictions don't mean a whole lot. We try to predict in March. I mean, there's so many things that can happen through the course of the season. Who would have thought that Cologne would actually have to come out after an inning of pitching? I know we said that his back was hurt, his shoulder and all that, but who would have thought Urban Santana, the rookie, would get his first postseason appearance, a lot like Frankie Rodriguez in 2002, and come up this big? Although the guy's been resilient. He beat the White Sox in a shutout one time in Anaheim, and he's beat the Yankees a couple of times in July, so he's been there throughout the course of this season. But to put him on the biggest stage in Game 5, pretty incredible performance for Urban Santana.
And pretty exciting for this kid right here, who was not around in the earlier edition, the club that went on to win the championship, talking about Vladimir Guerrero, who really had a silent bat in this divisional series.
Well, it's usually the other guys, the peripheral guys. Kennedy always comes up big in a postseason. He did a few years ago against the Minnesota Twins. He hit 3 home runs in a game. He's a number 9 hitter that hits 300. Benji Molina was huge. I thought Garrett Anderson coming right back when the Yankees went ahead 2-zip, being patient on Mussina. It looked like Mussina might have got squeezed a little bit there in a one-at-bat, then threw a fastball in. And I agree with Tim McCarver. Why are you going in a triple count to a hitter like Garrett Anderson into his wheelhouse? He went deep. And then the momentum switched right back to Anaheim when they got the 2-run triple by Kennedy on the collision in right center field.
You get the feeling maybe they might want to limit that celebration just a little bit. They got a plane to catch here.
They will.
Get on that one as soon as possible. No rest for the weary. They will sleep in November because the ALCS will go ahead as planned tomorrow night from Chicago.
They deserve a few minutes right now, Jeannie. There's no question about that. They're going to get on a plane like Mike Socha said. And my guess is it's probably got to be Paul Byrd for Game 1 tomorrow night. He pitched on Friday. Maybe Jared Washburn, but he's been sick. My guess is Paul Byrd gets the start.
We talked about the difference between the 0-2 club and now, but the one consistent is Mike Socha and the base running and the aggressiveness of the club.
Cabrera reading the balls more than anything else, not just being aggressive, reading the play right, getting to third base. A little blooper to right. Vladimir Guerrero, he read that play right. He didn't think Sheffield could get to it, so he gets to third base. And the Angels teach this. Joe Madden helps with the base running. Alfredo Griffin, all the coaching staff, including Mike Socha. Here's a contact play right there. Vladdy getting a great jump. Giambi, no chance. They force the issue. And who says base running doesn't count in baseball? Who thinks that's over, rated? Believe me. Speed puts pressure on the opposition. Aggressive base runner puts pressure on the opposition. Speed never goes into a slump. That's what Mike Socha believes. That's one of the main reasons they're here right now.
Well, we're looking at the two clubs that are headed to the ALCS, and this was the revamped Chicago White Sox. They go smart ball. Socha may still say smart ball. But they're two teams that are facing off very similar styles. I see the difference there. Geez, who's been waiting longer? 1917, in case you might have missed it. It's been that long for the White Sox, and they're riding the hot arm of Jose Contreras, coming off 9 straight victories, including a victory in the divisional series the other night.
Well, he's been the hottest man in baseball the second half. There's no secret
Yankee,
about
by
that.
The way.
Absolutely, and he pitched extremely well in his one start in the divisionals. And you know what? The Angels will be ready tomorrow night. They were ready with this game. We talked about that in the pregame. Energy and being ready and adrenaline was going to play a big part in this ball game. The Angels were ready. The Yankees were ready early, but got the wind knocked out of them, I think. Randy Johnson did his job, but too little too late. Couldn't get to Santana, and that was the key.
They're riding that momentum all the way to Chicago. You know they're going to be up and ready for Game 1 because they're off to see the Wizard of Oz of Chicago. Should be a great showdown as the White Sox try to give Chicago something to be happy about when you're talking baseball.
Very even matchup, two similar type clubs.
All right, you'll be here, I'll be here. It's Game 1 of the ALCS. We know who we got, White Sox, Angels, tomorrow night on Fox.
Promotional consideration paid for by
watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD and presented by DirecTV. Rethink TV. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports, home to Major League Baseball, the National Football League, and NASCAR.
Three, two, one, see ya.
Knowing I love you so. Anyone who had a heart would take me in his arms and love me too.
Introducing Polo Black, the new men's fragrance by Ralph Lauren. Available at Macy's.
All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.